Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Thanks for coming. Okay. Really appreciate it. And so, how about this? I promise, okay, to tell the truth, so help me God, no matter how many of you I upset. There's the truth. No matter how many of you I upset. You can't tell the truth anymore without upsetting 9 out of 10 people. You cannot, there's no way. You have to understand something. Whether you want to believe this or not, 999 people out of 1,000 live their life, just give me 15 minutes, live their life, okay? Listen, they're not stupid, but they live their life following the majority. In 15, 20 minutes, then I'll bring Shalou up, and then we'll get down to working with you, answering your health questions, talking about different physical, emotional problems, and we'll talk to anybody, and we'll stay here as long today as we need to. You need to understand something, and you don't have to believe me, but guess what? I don't consider myself to be a genius, but I'm logical. I've been around very, very intelligent people in my life. I've traveled around the world teaching and being taught. So I need you to really get this, and you can believe it, don't really care. You have no idea what God is. You have no idea who's running this planet. You have no idea. You think you do. You have no idea. You have no idea what they have planned for you. You run around scared, hoping it's going to be over, okay? All right? And the reality is this. We are emotional beings, and if we don't learn how to crack the coconut and understand that emotions are everything, and being intelligent. And you're not intelligent unless you can calm down, connect to your breath, keep a slight smile on your face, no matter who's sick, who's suffering, and what's going on in the world. I'm doing a course tomorrow, and it'll be my most powerful course I've ever done. Last night, I probably got to bed around 3 o'clock. I don't have trouble sleeping. Because guess why? I've never sinned in my life. Oh, yes, I have. I sin every day. Sin means missing the mark. You bought into that whole BS line that there was a guy in the sky judging you, and then they gave you a bunch of things that you needed to follow, and if you didn't, and most of you don't even know if you get to go into heaven yet or not. You're just there waiting, wondering if you're good enough, bad enough, should enough, could enough, would enough. Heaven is here in the present moment. You don't know anything what's going to happen when your spirit leaves your body. You just know stories. How many different stories do people have? How many religions are going and believe that the other ones aren't going? Are we done yet? Are we done yet? Let me tell you something right now. This planet, and I did this morning, I talked about it. This planet is on its 6th extinction. Put your hand up if you knew that. Well, if you knew that, then attach the rest of the story to it. This planet isn't ending. An extinction doesn't mean that everybody passed on. It meant that a major part of the population was harvested. Every one of those times. Don't believe in the asteroid that came down and killed the dinosaurs. Sorry. Keep your stories. The only thing that's going on is guess what? I know that Noah, in records, not in the Bible, but in records that are older than the Bible, okay, actually lived till he was 1,000 years. Most people only live till they were 100. We have been genetically altered. Our brain has been manipulated. Let me tell you something. Look at all the cooked food you eat. Look at all the cooked food you eat. Look at all the processed food you eat. Okay, how many people, even when they go to a health food store and it says all natural, look at what's in the ingredients. There's only one oat milk that we found had 2 ingredients. It's the only one we'll buy, or we won't buy it. I'm not buying anything except pure anymore. Okay, the only way that you can escape this planet's suffering, because they don't want you to die. They're not going to just come out right and kill you. They start wars to kill us. That's what they start them. But we go out and do their bidding. We collect their gold. We help them take down the banks. We help to go find the military arms that aren't there. We help to go and destroy all our brothers and sisters of different colors, because who could give a shit about them? You have no idea how pissed I am. But I'm still happy. Because guess what? I'm going to roar everywhere I go. Because you don't understand that everybody in government, okay, in the lower levels, they're just pawns. And when you get way up there, you signed a pact, not with the devil, but would be an evil entity that lives off our suffering, okay? And they're harvesting our children, and they're harvesting the elderly. The elderly, who gives a crap about them? They're old, just throw them away. I don't see anybody really taking a stand. I see people in meetings protesting. You know what protesting is? Not eating their garbage, not watching their garbage, not reading their garbage, not sending your kids to school anymore, but getting together in your community and get somebody that believes in vibration and frequency and light and just simple math and reading and writing and honesty and integrity. No, but you're going to send them back to school. And everybody knows how evil it is. And we all know the teachers there are brainwashed. And we all know that any place like become a naturopathic doctor, it's totally manipulated by the government. Okay, become a medical doctor, what, to save the world? Are you like out of your skull? They're not saving the world. The white coats are here. Let me tell you something right now, and you need to know this. Why would we be on the sixth extinction if it wasn't a game where we were slaves and they get us to do their work? There's a government inside the government. My gosh, I tell people that, guess what? You don't have to pay any tax, or just 4% tax, and you just need to spend this year less than you're going to pay tax, and you'll never do it again. And people don't believe and go, oh, well, that seems really interesting. See, people just don't get it. If it's different, they're not going to do it. Everybody's so scared. I'm done being scared. I'm so over it. So over it. And you know what? I've eaten more cooked food in the last 5 days. I'm ready to pop. I'm actually walking around sucking my gut in. And let me tell you, I haven't eaten bad. I just ate cooked food. The more you cook, the worse you look. The more you fry, the sooner you die. And understand something. Now they're putting a peel and Fresh Smart on organic food. So now you got to find your organic farmer or start making your own food. If you really knew what this planet was really about, and if you really knew where we really came from, you'd crap your drawers. If you really knew. But you go ahead and make up your little comfortable stories. I'm not buying them anymore, and those little stories are causing suffering in your family. If you're part of a religion, I guarantee you that you're suffering already. They got a chokehold on you. If you are a light energy, electrical, magnetic being created by that which created the whole universe, and all you believe is in one love, one law, unconditional love for yourself and others, how much damage are you going to do? If you believe that you're entitled to have the best life ever, to thrive down here, not just exist. Oh, go ahead, keep protesting, but you know, the best protest you'll ever have is having abundant energy, a lean, keen muscle machine, and a mind that is able to expand and take on belief systems without you pushing back. All I have to do, right away, there's a whole bunch of you in here going, oh, well, maybe this is the wrong lecture. Is this the right restaurant? Seriously. I just need to hear what I've always heard to actually support my belief systems that aren't supporting me. Did you get what I just said? It's not that difficult. I'm willing to change right now on a drop of a penny. not a dime, a penny. I'm willing to change anything about my life like this. Understand, we are slaves down here. I'm not a slave. I'm free in a slave's world. Because I will never ever be enslaved to any disease, sickness. I will never be enslaved with a poverty mind again. You know why you have poverty thinking? Because they programmed you for it. Do you know how many people have poverty thinking? Only 1 out of 1,000 people do not have poverty thinking. That's it. Everybody has poverty thinking, so you believe you got to work really hard, you got to suffer for your money, you got to come home exhausted, and you don't have any energy to do anything else. Guess what? Your mind created the whole thing. The limp started here, and then it went to here, and then it went to a cane, and then it went to a walker, then it went to a wheelchair, and that's where it's going. Let me tell you something. Lori's mother, okay, all right? And you know what? I get it. It's all good. Okay? My family, Lori's family, we go to visit them. We love them. I have fun with them. I hug them. I care for them. And I will never talk about health. They never want me to talk about health. But I could be on the same table and we're there talking about heart disease, talking about cancer, talking about everybody's symptoms around the table. And I'm minding my own business. And it's none of my business because they all bought into the story. You are your story. You are your story. You're nothing else but your story. The only reason why you suffer, the only reason why you have joy, the only reason why you have abundance, the only reason why you have anything or don't have anything is because of your story. And all you got to do is rewrite your story. I'm going to tell you something right now. It's none of my business what people think. My practitioners are the best practitioners in the world. They give money back guarantees for a reason. They're logical. They're logical. They know that 1 and 1 is 2, not 11. They know that all symptoms and diseases are signals from the body telling you, why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? That you're rotting out. You keep on eating and drinking and thinking like everyone else. And then you tell everybody what to do, but you don't do it yourself. Right? Last 5 days, I've ate too much cooked food. I was just like, enough. I can live off of juicing, blender drinks, and salads. Okay? Structured water with black diamond, black gold in my blender drinks, my IGF 300,000, my ionic calcium, daily cleansing tea, Sinonium minerals. Yes, I take a lot of my nutraceuticals. What, you want me to eat the crap out there? You want me to eat their crap? I know I'm the one who made my products. And I'm not going to poison me. Well, I might poison you guys, but no, not me. The reality is this, I'm going to tell you something. Do you know why I sell all these different nutraceuticals? Not supplements, because we have to. Because the light's gone. The frequency is gone. Everything has been lower leveled and low vibrational. Listen, I already told you, Noah lived to 1,000, thank you very much. We lived to 100. Okay, but that was actually a DNA thing. You do know that, right? We're only 2 strands of DNA. At one time, the human being was 12 strands. Now, why would that ever happen? Why would that happen? Because you're slaves. Look at the way you think. Look at the way you think. Look at the shape of your health. Look at the shape of your wealth. I'm not putting you down. I'm telling you right now that don't put up with it. But the only way that you're going to get a change in your life is if you observe yourself and put all your energy into observing, never judging again. Wow. Did I just think that about her, that I wanted to stab her in the eye? Wow, that wasn't me. I'll get rid of that real fast. But no, we always have to feel guilty. How many of you feel guilty every day about something? I feel guilty about nothing. And you're going to go, well, you should, Daryl, because if you don't feel guilty, you'll go around killing people, because that's what people do. Yes. People who have unconditional love for themselves and for other people and let them off the hook right away are killers. You're the killers. Anybody who judges themselves judges other people. Anybody that's sick, okay, has sick thoughts. Anybody that's healthy has healthy thoughts. That's it. You know, people will come to Shalou, and because she's got a Cellsonic, it is the most powerful advanced energy medicine device in the world, and it really is. 25,000 volts in a love harmonic. Kathy has one too, and they come for the cure. Oh, it's amazing. I mean, she, on a friend, okay, that had all body pain everywhere, that doesn't want to do anything, buy into anything, did 2,000 pulses on this thing, and then came back and said, oh my God, I have no pain in my body anywhere. This is the miracle. And Shalou said to her, I don't want to do it for you again until you take responsibility for yourself. So I don't want your money. Take responsibility, but you can't take responsibility. Why? Because you are living and hanging out with people that will shove anything into this hole. Anything. With 4-inch consciousness. I am so over it. I am not going to do it. I don't care what anybody eats. They can keep eating whatever they need to eat. Do whatever you need to do. And because it's none of my business. When somebody comes to me, I know that I have to love, respect, and care for them. I have to take a look at them and go, okay, what can they handle? Where are they coming from? Oh my God, she's a Roman Catholic and she's devoted to it. Well, we know she's going to suffer forever. Or when somebody walks into me and they go, so I've got stage 4 cancer, and I go, okay, well, let's get down to work. We got a lot of work to do. Just know this, Dr. Wolf. What's that? Jesus will heal me. Well, then I go, well, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I said, you know what? I thought it was teamwork that makes the dream work. Why don't you help them out a little bit? And take massive personal action and actually change your life around. Why do you buy into these stories? I'm not telling you Jesus wouldn't. The reality is, wouldn't it be great if you had teamwork, that you actually loved, respected, protected, honored your body? Wouldn't it be great? And you didn't let some man tell you what to do or some woman tell you what to do. And as soon as you start to look after yourself, what do your family say? You're selfish. You're self-centered. Well, bring it on. I'm self-centered. Centered into myself, and I will have all the wealth on every level while I'm on this planet. And then guess what? If you want to know what I've done, come and ask me. But if you want to get jealous about it or think, oh, he's so lucky or he must have stole it from the dying, whatever. It's time to wake up. I'm not going to go into it today because I don't want to. They're coming at us with 4 different prongs. I don't know if it'll be before Christmas or after. And they're coming after us. I hope you guys all know this, right? You do know that the same people that are yakking on about climate change, right? Why don't you go back and look at Al Gore's stuff? 2013, there was supposed to be no Antarctic left. It was all supposed to be melted off and we're all supposed to be drowning. Why don't you go back and look at the BS? Why don't you go back 1,000 years and look at the BS? How about 2,000 years? How about 3,000 years? How about 4,000 years? You can't even remember what you did yesterday. God, did I have bowel movement yesterday? No, couldn't have, because I didn't have one today either. Okay. I'm trying to tell you that unless you're going to start minding your business and focusing that attention into yourself, you're not going to have any changes. Why do I lecture like this, so powerful, so strong? Because I want to make sure when people go to my practitioners, they know what kind of training they got. And that they're not there to treat or mistreat. And if you continually treat people without training them, you're mistreating them. Okay, how many people have gone to a physiotherapist and forever and nothing happens? How many people go to a massage therapist? You can't do anything with your hands. How many people go to a chiropractor and he keeps adjusting you in the same place? That shouldn't be happening. Well, I don't need an adjustment. I need a mental realignment. That's what you need. See, and most people don't get it. But you know what? They had a mental issue before they had a physical issue. The invisible creates the physical. The psychological rules the biological. And guess what? When you can't address something in your life because you weren't given the tools. There is absolutely nobody in here that's stupid or dumb. You bought into mommy and daddy's BS. They bought into grandma and grandpa's BS. And you bought into the BS of almost every teacher in every school, all the way from kindergarten right through high school. Tell me you didn't. Tell me how much time you spent there and how much you got out of it. Socializing was the biggest thing for you at school. That was your only reward. If you didn't have socializing, you probably would have knocked yourself off. So now our kids can't write, they can't read, they can't do math, they don't know how to eat or nourish themselves. Sounds like us almost too, didn't it? Right? We became parents, we didn't know how to feed ourselves, we didn't know how to feed each other, we didn't know how to love ourselves, love each other. It's going to be way worse now, way worse. Because they're all on their phones like this. They can be out on a date and it's the first date and they're both across from the table and while the food's coming, they're already on there with someone else telling them how the date's going. Okay, and people are saying that the world is waking up. Let me just say this. Those people that were meant to wake up are waking up. And the majority is not waking up. The majority is not going to wake up. When has the majority ever woken up in history? Help me out here. Oh, this is going to be it. Hey, this is coming. There's a lot of people at this lecture here that thought it would be really entertaining, or maybe we'd find out something, right? But they're not going to wake up either. You would actually have to love and care for yourself. But what if you had belief systems that were blocking you from doing that? Well, what happens is you're going to get issues in your tissues. And every symptom, which is a signal from your body, why can't you love me? That's all. Every symptom will end up becoming what we call a disease because you're not at ease, not in harmony, not in alignment. And then what happens? It becomes an autoimmune disease because you were attacking yourself since you learned how to walk and talk. Right? And you're still doing it. Do you know how it feels? Okay, you gotta be with me for a second here. Do you know how it actually feels? That I don't care what you think of me. You don't have to like me. Do you know how it feels that I am going to go do and look after me? And it doesn't matter what you think if I'm selfish or not. I'm the guy that's going to be in my 90s and be this much energetic. Do you know why you don't have energy? Because guess what? Because you have guilt. And you cow-tie to really bad belief systems from your family and friends. And you're unwilling to just lovingly go in there and get rid of belief systems that are just sucking the life out of you. This is probably going to become a normal lecture. Isn't that something? A normal lecture, and it's actually going to become a little bit more powerful come after this Christmas if we get that far before they bring out their 4-prong approach. Now understand, because once they do, I'm going to be doing everything I can to wake people up and make them understand that it's an illusion. It's an illusion. This is really selfish of me, but if I don't get enough people woke up, okay, then I'm going to have to do it on my own. Too bad we didn't have anybody else to do it with. Understand, I am the minority. I am the minority. You can't even stand up for yourself, most of you. And you don't even know it. You can't even stand up to your children or your husband or your wife. And not, I mean, stand up in aggression, but stand up to them and say, I am going to unconditionally love and care for myself today. And it will probably upset you because you're going to think that I'm supposed to be spending all my time and my attention on you. But I'm actually going to do some skin brushing. I'm going to do an ultimate coffee enema. I'm going to do a vaginal infusion. I'm actually going to make a salad and eat it. And I'm going to stick with that. And I'm not going to eat cooked food anymore. I'm just letting it out there too. Anybody that I'm coming to visit, if you want me coming over, it's organic soups and it's salads and it's blender drinks and that's it. Okay, so don't be offended, because guess what? Isn't it something how the majority always gets offended? You didn't get the V, what's wrong with you? You know, okay, what do you mean you're not going to eat that? Everybody else is eating it. Well, I'm not going to. I'm not going to eat that, and I'm not going to drink that, and I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to get fat. Thank you. And that's it. Party's over now, because I'm only looking for leaders. I'm not looking for followers. I'm looking for the 1 out of 10,000, because that means that, you know, out of a country, how many would we have? That's all we need. You only need one shining light, okay, to outpower 1,000 people that are sleeping. That's it. We only need 1 out of 1,000. That's it. So I'm going for 1 out of 1,000. I don't want to be greedy. Don't want to set my sights too high. I'm in the best mood because I understand. I know what's coming. And there's nothing coming. But guess what? That's BS story, that bullshit story that they're going to tell is going to scare most of you and your families. Run, Martha, run! And they'll throw anything at us, won't they? Now they want to just mix up our children and mix them all up, right? And guess what? Mind your own business. Don't get angry. Every time that you get angry, if you ever had cancer or stage 4 inflammation, you're going to reset it off. If you had a headache, you're going to reset it off. You know, why do you always have to attach everything that it does not match your belief with you suffering? Why don't you think about that today? Because that's what we're here today to talk about, right? How the emotional suffering becomes the physical, and then we start limping, then we get the cane, then we get the walker, then we get the wheelchair. Somewhere in there we got the drugs, okay? The drugs that cut off our gut-brain connection, which is actually, how many people know it's not the gut? It's the large intestine. What a bunch of morons, okay? Our natural health practitioners go around, it's a gut-brain disconnection. No, it's not. It's a large intestine-brain disconnection. It's not the whole gut. And that's what drugs do, is they shut off the signal so that the bacteria can't communicate properly anymore. That's the problem. And when they do communicate, if the bacteria go bad, they give what? Bad communication, which then causes the wrong chemicals to be dumped into your body. So now you've got this drip, drip, drip of acidity. Shirley, why don't you come up and explain what happens from the emotional to the physical, and if we're dumping the wrong chemicals. Talk about the hack, the dose, and then what happens if we do, what's created. How's that? Take it away, girl.
Okay, so what we don't realize is that our brain is just a chemist. It's the emotions that really rule how the body is operating. So when you are happy, the message goes to the brain and it's going to dispense dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And then when you're stressed, it's going to dispense the histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol. And now it's designed this way because when you've got a tiger chasing you, you don't want to be sitting there going, oh, nice, nice, right? You need to run. So you need those fight or flight emotions to get you running. But in today's society, everything is causing us stress. Our food is GMO, our water's got chlorine and fluoride in it. Even the air is acidic, right? And when you go to the thinking, well, we're just always in stress because it's all about keeping up with the Joneses, getting the nicest house, the biggest, nicest car, going on, getting the Gucci bag, this, that, whatever. Like we're just constantly running. And for what? When is it ever going to be enough? When do we really just be in that present moment, take that deep breath and just go, life is beautiful? How often have you had that thought? And it's when you have that thought that you will then realize just how powerful you are, because all creation happens in that moment. You didn't get sick breathing deeply and loving life. That's not ever going to make you sick. You didn't get sick going and doing the forest bathing or grounding yourself. Those are all the healing tools. But when was the last time any of us had the time, made the time, took the time for ourselves to give ourselves that gift? What do you think, Kathy?
I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. It's all common sense. We just have to constantly remind ourselves and repeat it to ourselves over and over again. Quit beating ourselves up and just live in the moment. Be happy.
We're just so used to beating ourselves up, though, aren't we? Mm-hmm. Guilt, shame, blame, right? It's all ingrained in us. And honestly, I got to a point where I was done with it all. For me, that's when I was like, okay, enough. When do I get to live for me? Because I lived my childhood just trying to please my parents. And then I got married and it was all about just taking care and pleasing my husband. And then the kids came along and oh dear God, they were a reflection of me. And if they weren't perfect, then I was all screwed up and it was all my fault. And then the kids grew up and they didn't need me anymore. They wanted to spread their wings and do things, and they didn't agree with everything I said, and I didn't understand that because I did everything for them. So how could they just not love me back? Why wasn't I the perfect mom that I had played the part that I thought was so perfect? And it was the biggest gift they gave me, because that's when I realized it's never going to be enough. You're never going to get there, because that's not how life is meant to be. It's about us finding our peace as individuals while we coexist with everyone around us. It's about us being in that state of joy, irrespective of if your child's heart's broken or if their car got banged up. And teaching them in that moment that, you know what, it's just life. But how you react to it is what's the most important part. Because that's where your power lies. You can control no one. You can control nothing except your own thoughts and your own actions. So are you going to take responsibility for yourself of what you eat, what you drink, and what you think? And in turn, be a bright light to help everyone around you? Go, wow, how come she's always happy? How come she's always got energy? How come she's just loving life? And that's when my life turned around, when I was like, I'm done living for everyone else. And yeah, that sounds self-centered, but it was the only time that I ever centered in myself and said, I'm gonna live for me. And I didn't realize just how sick I was, because I don't like going to doctors, but yeah, I'd gone for your annual checkup to keep the family off my back. And yep, you check my blood pressure, check my weight, listen to my heart, you're fine. It wasn't until I got to the course and did a simple clapping test and bruised so badly and didn't heal in 2 to 3 days or even a week. It was 2 weeks. Here, Kathy, show the clap.
Sure, I'll show you. So we clap here for at least 10 minutes, and not gentle and easy. And it's a reflection on how
slower.
Yes.
Your heartbeat.
Yep, to your
slow
heartbeat.
as your heartbeat. Yes.
So why are we clapping here? Because we have lymph nodes in this part right here of the inside of the elbow, and so you are drawing toxins. I mean, initially. Does your heart beat that fast?
No.
A little bit slower.
I'm excited.
She's excited right now. Yeah. And also, when you're clapping, you want to clap lovingly. So yes, You'll hear it and you'll be like, ow, yeah, it should sting. But you're not slamming it. It's a loving gesture that you're doing. And you clap to that heartbeat and you're just lovingly bringing all the blood there.
That's your heart meridian and lung meridian.
Yes.
So it'll show you what's going on.
Yes. And so when we did this in class, you know, Daryl got red. We all got red and black and blue and green and every other color. And we're like, what's the difference? And the difference is that he eats, drinks, and thinks clean. And we did not.
It took
You're
me
getting gentler.
What?
Yeah.
And also tell them about how anywhere where you have a block, pain,
Yeah.
stiffness, you want to clap it.
Yeah. You can clap any part of your body from your head to your toe. And so anywhere, you know, there's days exactly when, you know, it's been a tense day. I've just been go, and it just feels a little tight. I'll sit down and just clap around the shoulders, the neck. It feels amazing.
Or the knees.
The knees, wherever you have. And there's 4 sides to it. You can use all 4 sides because, I mean, to me, you know, coming from the restaurant industry, I use it as a meat tenderizer because I'm like, the meat is too tough and I need to tenderize it. So sometimes I'll just go in like this and just soften it because just going straight to the clapping hurts too much. So it's like, let's just lovingly warm up the area first, get a little bit of blood flow, and then go in and do what needs to be done. Right? And it's amazing. Now, people go, well, you're getting bruised because you're, you know, hitting yourself. No. It's what's below, you're bringing it to the surface. All the toxins that are stuck in the tissues, the issues in the tissues, all those blocked emotions, you're just bringing it to the surface. And your skin is, when you bring it to the surface and then drink your structured water, the warm, hot, not ice cold, right? The more warm to hot that you can handle, the better, the faster you'll flush out all the toxins.
Healthy people don't bruise.
Exactly. You know, I always give the example of I've got apple trees in the back. If I was to pluck an apple off the tree and drop it, it would be soft. It wouldn't discolor. But a rotting apple, you don't even have to drop it. Right? So if you're bruising, that's what's happening. And I was rotting. I bruised everywhere through that course. And it took a long time for those bruises to heal. Now, when we went through the second time in the course, it didn't happen. It didn't happen at all. I mean, I bruised, absolutely, but it did not take 2 weeks. It did not take 2 weeks for those bruises to go away. And so I knew that all the stuff I was doing, you know, having the daily cleansing tea, the black diamond crystals, the black gold, you know, making better choices of what I'm putting in, switching over to the fresh organic juices, the salads. I still eat way too much cooked food. I know that. I'm going to work on that and slowly, you know, not slowly, I mean, taper it off, but it's habits and we all just fall back into them. But again, it's not about beating yourself up. It's about, you know, I look back and I go, wow. I look at pictures of myself and I'm younger looking and more energetic now than I was 4 years ago. And it's all reversible. Kathy,
I found the same thing too, and I'll tell a story. I don't know if I've said this before here, but when we were in class, I was very, very fortunate. I will say, Shalou was my first partner in the non-surgical portion. Actually, she went like this to me. You. And I did, and I'm so thankful for it, but man, was it an eye-opener. Because not only in class did I show, like I'm red here, just a bit. I have been detoxing since last October, since I first did the course and started on all the protocols. But in the non-surgical class, I was amazed. Maybe there's another word for it. I was really shocked at myself and how I bruised. And literally, Shalou even said that she literally just had very little pressure on me, going through the motions. And
we had color. I mean, I remember Sage coming by and going, oh, I said, look, she's got some nice tone to it. And it was red,
But I'm
then the
lying there.
next
You
day-
didn't want to alarm me or anything. But yeah, the next day it was everybody. Okay, show me. And I was bruised beyond I had ever seen in my life before. And it was quite an eye-opener for me. So I kept on with the protocols right now. And I can say this, at this point in class last year, I was getting to the really dark stages of purple, even just doing that one little bit that I just showed here. Yeah. So I know that the protocol's working on me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
And it is. The biggest thing is that you have to commit to yourself. So many of us will be like, oh, this sounds so good. And in the moment, it's like, yep, I'm going to do this. And then the next day, no, it's too hard. You know, you'll make the investment. People even buy the products. And then you see them and you're like, oh, you know, you should have run out. No, I still have some. You know that they're not doing it. And why? You've already made the investment. Why wouldn't you just follow through? You know, we don't take the time to look at ourselves, to monitor ourselves. We're so busy judging everyone else and everything else. But if we were to get up in the morning and go, you know, I took these products. How do I feel? Keep a journal.
you should.
I started on this day, and what are my bowel movements like? And when they're on track and feeling, how am I feeling? Am I more energetic? Do I feel more vital?
Track yourself with a calendar.
Yeah.
And also put a whole symptoms list on the fridge, because God knows you go there enough.
Yeah. You know, we talk about the advanced water fast, right? And people are like, 6 days, how do you do that? Well, just commit to 1 day. That's all I did. I'm like, oh, Daryl's doing a 6-day water fast, you know, and so I'm going to try it. But all I did was they're like, really, you're going to do it 6 days? I'm like, no, well, I'm going to commit to today. And I'm just going to see how today goes. And then the next day and the next day. And I was amazed. I was able to do the 6 days. And honestly, at some point, you're not even hungry anymore. Like, you just start feeling good. And on day 3, my aches and pains had disappeared. I used to get up out of bed like an old man and literally walk like I was walking on nails because my feet hurt so bad. And in day 3, I was halfway down the stairs because the dog needed to be let out. And I was just frozen. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not doing 1 step at a time. Our bodies are designed so amazingly. They're meant to heal. We're meant to heal. We are our own healers. Can you believe that is the question? Because we're so ingrained to think healing is outside of us. We're so ingrained to think that it's something that someone else has to give us. I have to find me a healer. No, I am my healer. I'm the one that got me here, and I'm the one that's going to get me out. People don't understand that, When my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, first thing I asked her, I said, Mom, what are you holding? Grief and regret. That's what's in the lungs. And my sisters got so mad at me. Oh, you're saying she created this? And I'm like, yes, because I want her to know that's how powerful she is. If she created it, she can just uncreate it.
She created it in an unconscious state. What if she was conscious?
Exactly. That's how powerful you are. Do you believe it is the question. What story do you want to believe? Do you want to take your power back? It's really up to you.
And ask the questions, source it out. You do have the power to heal yourself. We've always been taught, go to the doctor, do what he says. He's gone to school for all those years. What do you possibly know more than your doctor knows? Are we ever taught to ask our doctor questions? Well, the last little while, I've had to go in and help with my mother's situation, and took her in because that's what she wanted, and I was asking questions. And sure enough, by asking questions, she was kind of amazed at, number one, I was questioning his authority, I was questioning his knowledge, and it worked out pretty well because he actually was very insightful. But we were always told, don't go there, be respectful.
Well, you had a pretty good doctor, because I can tell you I've had clients come to me and they're afraid to ask the questions of their doctors because they're like, I've been fired. 3 urologists have fired me. Who fires? a patient. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
And that, because if you won't listen and do what they do, they're just like, I'm not dealing with you anymore.
Well, probably because they didn't have the answers for you.
But that's the other thing, is why wouldn't they have answers?
Exactly.
You know, why shouldn't you be able to ask?
Well, they only
what
know.
am I putting in? Because if people asked, I'm telling you, when I get a list of all the medications people are on, first thing I do is, okay, what is it for and what are the side effects? And oh my God, it's a full circle. Everything they're trying to fight, well, they get this, but then these side effects lead to this, but then this thing is doing this side effect, so we need to take this to offset that, but it's causing this. And then ultimately, it's going back to cause them the high blood pressure. The one man was on 3 different meds for high blood pressure. Well, if one works, why do you need 3? And he'd never even looked at, why am I taking these? Just that the doctor said so. People come in and go, oh, my doctor said I'm borderline and gave me this prescription. What does borderline mean? If it's at the early stages, well, did they talk to you about eating right? Did they talk to you about exercise? Did they talk to you about meditation? Anything like that? And yet we're just trained to go straight to the pharmacy and get it filled.
Right. Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions here? Yes, go ahead, sir. Okay, do you mind sitting right there and asking the question so we don't have to do that? Like, bring your chair right here.
I was wondering, how old do you feel?
What?
How old do you feel?
How old do I feel?
Both of you.
Oh my God.
No, I know it's not going to be personal, but like, I know that's someone that was someone like, how old do you feel?
I probably back to my 40s.
How about you, Doctor?
I don't know. I feel fantastic. What do you mean? How do I feel? Let me see. Well, I don't really want to do that, but let me just do this, okay? My staff can range from around 20 to around 40, and none of them can keep up with me at all, here or physically, on the move. So, you know what? Now I know why I'm not going to answer you. Because that doesn't matter. It's how I feel, not how old I feel. Because guess what? How old you feel is a statistic. And Statistic Canada, Statistics USA are poisonous and toxic. And understand, you're doing good for somebody your age. Yeah, of course you are, because you're trying to kill everyone. Understand something. This is how we have been dumbed down to a bunch of morons. We actually go to doctors that have only learned about petroleum products. You think about that. You think about that. You think about that and how they've only learned about things like mustard gas. You think about that. Everybody, you think about that. Radiation. And you call him your doctor. A doctor is a teacher. So I don't want anything to do with anything. How young do I feel? I feel fantastic. I don't have any symptoms. No symptoms. No symptoms. I don't get headaches. I don't get allergies. I don't get, oh my God, I feel so exhausted. You know, I get tired because I really put it out there, but the body doesn't mind it. There's tired and then beating it up. Remember something. I look at my body as a American Express gold card. If I spend energy, I make sure that I put back the energy I spent plus more. You and most people are only spending it and never putting it back. And so that is the problem. Let's not get off track. You know, how young do you feel? No, I'm asymptomatic of anything. So that means, how do I feel? I feel very proud of myself that my body is not having to send signals to me telling me that I'm trying to kill it. That's all I feel. That's why I feel joyous. I don't have any symptoms. Okay? I'm alert. I know what's going on around me. I can pick up exactly everybody here within 2 or 3 minutes, exactly where you're coming from, how much you actually like or you believe in what I'm saying, how much you're going to actually take this in. Most people here are just going to go home and go, well, that was interesting. Where's the Cheetos? Because understand something, we have been dumbed down so badly. Think about what's in your cupboards, what's in your fridge. Think about what you do on your spare time with your habits. Look at the people you hang around with and look how they drink and eat. And then ask yourself where you're going. You're going where they're going. That's where.
Another question?
Yeah.
Your organization, I've tried fasting as well, and I had trouble with it. Okay,
well, you're going to have trouble with fasting. You are an inflammation bomb.
Yeah, I know.
And emotionally, the little boy in you is just like terrorized. So understand that. So, for you to fast, that you would have to have nutraceutical support. Did you try to do a juice fast or a water fast?
Both, actually.
What?
Both.
Yeah, did you have any nutraceutical support like IGF 300, Black Diamond, Ormus Minerals?
No.
Okay, all of these things you could take because, and ionic calcium, all of these things you can take because they don't turn on the Krebs cycle. They bypass the Krebs cycle. They don't turn on the digestive tract. Look, all you got to do, go into my website, docofdetox.com. Go into the library, click on the Advanced Water Fasting Guide. It's free. Do you know the information that's in there? Well, I know, but if you were to do it like it says, you could make it through it. Now, are you also willing to, when you're doing an advanced water fast or doing something where you're cleansing like that, are you willing to actually say no to everyone and everything? Are you willing? Are you willing to keep the TV off, the computer off? Are you willing to rest when you think you need it? I don't think you would make it. You know why? To do an advanced water fast, there's only one key thing that's missing. And what is it? Self-love and respect. You don't have enough self-love and respect to even make it. Because guess what? You're going to do blue light therapy. You're going to watch TV. You're going to go on a computer. Okay? All right? You're going to give into your impulses. Okay? You're going to pick up the phone. You're going to get into a little bit of a squabble with someone. Oh, God damn him. I'm having a drink. I can't do this fast. You know what? You're going to look for reasons because it's not you, it's your subconscious. Your subconscious was actually programmed, okay, to only run programs. That's it. It can't make your subconscious cannot make intelligent decisions unless you have intelligent beliefs. Uh-oh, we're screwed. We're screwed. Because an intelligent belief is a logic belief, and people are not logic today. They were logical before, around 1920, we lost all logic. 1910, we lost all logic. Go back and do your homework, real homework. We lost logic. Radio came, TV came, okay? All right, X-Lax came, okay? Canned food came.
What about a support group? Do you have like a support group in your organization like that?
A support group. A support group. Well, we have live Q&As and about 3 of them a week, right? And let me tell you something. I don't believe in support groups, okay? Look at support groups. And most support groups are for people that are suffering emotionally. Yes or no? So a bunch of emotionally suffering people get together to support each other. And usually who heads it up is a person who has been hurt and is dysfunctional. I cannot wait. Let me tell you, the only thing that's going to help people is to go to Brainwash Boot Camp. Tomorrow I start a course, 9 days. It's intensive. By the 3rd, 4th day, I'll have everybody come on. We'll go do a circle and we'll go, are you awake right now? And they are awake. They're not going back to where they were by the 3rd, 4th day. Okay? I've done thousands of these courses since I was 28 years old. Everybody gets a 1-day money-back guarantee. By the end of the day, they know why they're there. They see the changes already in some people. It doesn't take long. Get about 20 people together in a circle that all want to and have had enough, and find out what happens. Find out when they're ready to break away from their family and their friends and from their neighbors, from their community, from the world, and actually go inside, because it's an inner standing, not an outer standing. And then what happens, they come to me for 9 days because they need to hold the line for 9 months because their family's going to make them try to go back to pizza, alcohol, cigarettes, vaping, blue light therapy, which is TV, computers. Okay, they're going to try to get them to buy into the chemicalized, artificial world that most people buy into every day. And they're also going to get them to buy into what? Not minding their own business. You need to understand, I don't care what goes on in the world. It cannot be my business. My business has to be, okay, making sure that I am healthy emotionally so I don't terrorize my friends and family and myself. Most of you are psycho. You're psycho. You are. You know that. You know it. You're always on the edge. You're on the edge of crying, on the edge of yelling, on the edge of screaming. I would too. You're going to, because you're not yourself. You are not this way because you're bad. You're not this way because you're dumb. You're this way because you're programmed. And you know what? I want to be wrong. I want the world to come and say, Dr. Wolf, you know nothing. All you want to do is just talk people into take your course and steal their money. Good. Tell me. It's not going to change. This next go around, it's going to get even worse. Why is it going to get worse? Because these psychos do not have to do another thing. Do you hear me? They don't have to do another thing. If they did nothing, which they're not going to do because that's their job is to harvest the humans. We're in the 6th extinction harvest. Does anybody know that? This isn't, okay, a movie. This is real life. Okay? Tell me that people have, can you get closer? Tell me that people, okay, look great. Tell me they look healthy. You already know this. You could go on a beach in 1970 and you didn't see one person overweight. They were all lean, keen muscle machines. It was unusual to see one person overweight. Now, it's unusual to see one person not overweight. They don't have to do anything. We're rotting inside because we're rotting emotionally, because we bought into the TV, the newspaper, we bought into all the BS that our family told us, all our friends, and especially our teachers. Oh God, you know what? I only remember maybe one teacher that had a head on their shoulders. And that's it. And God loved them anyways because they're all programmed. I'm going to tell you something. We are not a highly intelligent species. Okay? We're not. And I'm telling you right now, we used to have 12 strands of DNA. Why don't you go look it up? We have 2 strands of DNA. It's like a 12 valve, like a Jaguar has 12 valves. Now let's go and turn off and pull 8 of them. No, sorry, 10 of them. See, that's how dumb I am. So pull 10 of them and only run on 2 valves. How would the car run? That's you. That's you. You don't get it. There's a secret society that has been using everyone for hundreds of thousands of years. Not yesterday. Oh, ye of little thought. Seriously, I'm not putting anybody down. I just don't know if I can take it anymore. Okay? People are actually believing in this such a small little box thinking. It's gonna ruin the world. You got to understand something. The government's not broken. The medical system's not broken. None of this is broken. It's to actually harvest. When was the last time the government cared for any human being in history? There was not one time except the last 3 years. They cared so much for us. How did that work out? Do you understand? Don't go to war. Make love with yourself. 24/7. That's what you need to do. You need to love yourself and care for yourself. Let's get off this topic. Let's go to something else. Let's talk about, we're here today to talk about this. Does anybody notice the difference in the last 25 years? How many people know that 25 years ago, nobody was getting hip surgeries? You get a hip surgery tomorrow. Now you can wait for 2 years. Do you know why? Because you're rotting. You're rotting out. Everybody wears baggy shirts now, right? Everybody's got to wear baggy shirts because you got the old pot belly going on. It's either hanging down and out or you're really bloated, right? Okay, and that's because guess what? Go look them up. When you go home, why don't you do this? Go say the 5 or 6, if you want, 6 worst chemicals on the planet. And you'll find out that you're taking them in every day. And they're to give you dementia. There's 2 things they're supposed to do. Give you dementia and Alzheimer's so you forget to do things by the time you're 50 because they're done with you. Okay? Now they can just drug you and take all your money. And what else is it supposed to do? Make you forget and to destroy the bacteria in your large intestine. There's only 2 major things that go on. And think about it. Think about the intelligence of the average human being. They're actually buying these drugs that do one thing and they could probably kill you. Well, it'll get rid of my headache, but there's a 9 out of 10 chance it's going to kill me. Oh, well, at least I'll get rid of the headache. Seriously. You are spirit beings. You are spirit beings. And we've all been dumbed down and genetically altered and chemically altered and poisoned. I know nobody wants to get this. What did you want today? What is it you really wanted? Food combining? You know you're not going to do it. You're going to go home and just eat everything and anything because they want you to, because then it sits inside of you and then it blows you up. And then you're going to go and see this therapist, that therapist, this therapist. If you were to actually go and get a perfect day consultation from Shalou or Kathy, or if you're from around the world, you can go online to my site, docofdetox.com, and get a consultation. My God, we're talking about $150 US. And with that, you get lifetime support. You get a 400-page manual that tells you everything about your body and your symptoms and about the products and what you should do and to become your own practitioner. This is the only way this is going to work, guys. Okay? Let me bring this back a little bit. So here it is. You get this. Okay? I just rewrote this. Okay? We put another 150 hours into it. This manual. You get this PDF. In 8 weeks, it'll be in all our fulfillment centers in the United States and Canada. It'll be for sale. I'm telling you right now. Okay? That's a beginner book. My Healthy to 100 book that I sell, that's for everybody to understand the general platform and how you've been ruled, schooled, and fooled. This here, this is how you become a practitioner for yourself and your family. And you better believe it. This in itself, for the information in here, this should be $1,500, yes or no?
Absolutely.
I'm telling you right now, this is 40 years of my work. Okay? And we'll be selling it for cost to the print of it if you want the manual. And if you want it for free, you can get the PDF. And you get that with the consultation. And you get an hour consultation, and then you get an 800 number that for the rest of your life, you can call in and ask questions. And guess what? How many people are doing it? Oh yeah, they're just rushing. No, we do about 100 consultations a week, maybe 150. We should be doing 1,000. You know, but people don't even do it. I bet most people in here haven't even had a consultation yet. So let me tell you something. We have been genetically altered and chemically poisoned. Now you let that sink into your head. And then you decide when you want to let the light in, when you want to start becoming a high vibrational, electrical, magnetic spirit being. They're not after me. They're after the low-hanging fruit. Nobody notice? Okay? All right? They're not after the healthy ones. They're after harvesting, guess what? You know who they're after. They're after the ones that go, oh, I'm suffering. I need something, doctor, to numb myself out. Okay, how about this? How many people know right now that, are you kidding? They said that 92% of the population is in a depressed state. Even if they're not, we know a large percentage is, and there is no depression. It's only anxiety, and you burnt your brain. It's a computer. So that's where the dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins no longer dump. You're just dumping adrenaline, which then creates osteoporosis, osteopenia, arthritis, colitis. I mean, every inflammation going. It creates crystallization and scar tissue. Inflammation creates every organ, every tendon, every ligament to become what? Beef jerky. That's right. That's why you walk stiff. You know why she was getting stiff in the morning? Because of all the cooked food, all the sauces, all the rushing around, not stopping to drink enough water, not looking after herself. So she was crystallizing and turning into a piece of beef jerky. And she was pulling calcium from her joints that were getting, from her bones that were getting caught in her joints. And see how fast it turned around? A 6-day advanced water fast. She did it to the 3rd day. Nobody can do a water fast. Well, you could. Go ahead and suffer and just do a water fast. Or you could take our nutraceuticals, there's 6 different ones, and you're going to glide through compared. What, do you glide through or not?
Absolutely.
Compared to it. You don't
So
have
much
to
easier.
have all the suffering.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the deal. You know, the reality is this. I've been attacked on all levels already. There's not much else that can happen. You know? People are always going to get pissed off. Right? And corporations are always going to come after people like me. The government already tried to come after me just 6 months ago. You know, the reality is, you know, you have to understand something. When are you going to love and care for yourself and stop being fearful? That's all it is. That's all it is. All right, let's bring this down a little bit, okay? All right, I want to talk about the things we do. So, we talked about how it doesn't matter whether you've got a hiatal hernia, you can reverse it. An inguinal hernia, you can reverse it. You can have what? Carpal tunnel syndrome, you can reverse it. All of these things, let me tell you this. How many people believe me when I say this? 99% of all the surgeries that go to get done do not have to get done. 1 out of 100 need to get done. Isn't that something? This is how crazy this is. Now tell me that in your family, that if they go to the doctor and the doctor goes, well, we'll keep an eye on it for them. Your family does nothing, keeps eating, drinking, living the same. And you know what they mean by keeping an eye on it? Come back and see me in 3 months. If that tumor has grown bigger or becomes more active, or if you can't walk and you're crying because your hip is so calcified and has scar tissue, then we will go. But until we get you to suffer, baby, because this is all about suffering, isn't it? Tell me we don't live in a world about suffering. Like, you've never made your husband suffer, right? Bullshit. Yeah. Every one of you have made your husband suffer, and they've made you suffer. You've made your children suffer. Your children have made you suffer. And this is all because we don't have unconditional love for each other and ourselves. You do know that, right? And because we bought into the medical system. The medical system is only for emergency care. Yes or no? Then why do you treat it as your health care? Why? Why can't you love yourself? That might be the better thing to ask. Okay? Can you grab the non-surgical? So anyways, tomorrow I start a whole life coach course. We only have one spot left, and it probably won't get filled. But see, you have to understand that people aren't going to be flocking. If this was a course that was very superficial, right? And it didn't test anyone's beliefs, I wouldn't have 22 people in it. I'd have 220 people in it, or I'd have 2,000 people, or maybe I might have 20,000 people. Look at the people out there that do health and wealth, and that they have 2,000 people. How much difference do you think they make in those 2,000 people when they go home after 10 days, 2 weeks? My course, you're done. It's with you for the rest of your life. But people won't do it, will they? Because your subconscious will not allow you to go in and crack it open, to go in and get rid of those belief systems. True? Is that true? Yeah.
It's hard work.
See, and here's the non-surgical book, everyone. If you want, I can pass it around. There's no physio, naturopathic, chiropractic book that will outshine this, okay? All right? And the reality is, remember something at the end of the day. Somebody said to me, well, you've got a money-back guarantee, don't you? And I say, yeah, we have a money-back guarantee on the first treatment when you come to us with the Wolf non-surgical that you know you don't need to go to surgery. We can prove it to you. How many times do people come with canes or walkers in one treatment or even in a wheelchair, okay? And they realize something, don't they?
Yep.
Right away, that they've been ruled, schooled, and fooled. It's scar tissue. We can open that up, and right in front of your eyes, it turns into connective tissue again. Beautiful connective tissue. The calcium can go, all that calcium that has been displaced in osteopenia, osteoporosis can go back into the bones. We'll get people that are so calcified and have so much scar tissue, okay? But when you go to somebody like Shalou or Kathy, this is a cell sonic right behind me. That's 25,000 volts put into a love harmonic. I can tell you so many times that we've had people fly to us from around the world. Oh, they went to Germany, okay? They went to France. They went here, they went there. They spent all this money. And okay, trying to get rid of something. I'm not saying every time, but for the money they spend with us and the results, how fast it is, people are shocked. You're absolutely shocked. Because if you had perfect circulation, how many you'd have perfect health. This here will bring up your frequency and vibration and decalcify the mitochondria. It'll bring up the highest frequency in your cells in one pulse. One pulse. 25,000 volts put into a love harmonic. You put a cardiovascular bed together, you put a cell sonic bed together, you put our Perfect Day diet together in our non-surgical, and I will tell you something, anybody out here, please go get them. I want every practitioner out there that could not help someone, okay, to call me up, and then guess what? They'll come to us, and if we can't make any change, the whole therapy is free. How's that? Is that a fair deal?
So fair.
Fair deal. Fair deal. Okay, and this isn't me trying to do a marketing thing because I need more money. This is me trying to tell you that not just people, but practitioners have been screwed over. They haven't been given the proper tools. They haven't been given powerful tools. I mean, body work wise, there's nothing that's like non-surgical. Remember something, you're only, where is it here? You see my rope anywhere?
Yeah.
On my lap, good, great. Okay, here we go. Whether you're talking about a muscle, whether you're talking about a ligament, whether you're talking about a tendon, everything is a scar tissue issue. Did you know diabetes, to get diabetes, you have to have inflammation. And then from inflammation, you get scar tissue formation in there. And that's why you're diabetic for life. What if you could get the scar tissue to go back into beautiful connective tissue? No diabetes. Does anybody know what diabetes 3 is? Now there's a diabetes 3. Do you know what it is? It's dementia. That's right. It's dementia and Alzheimer's. That's what it is. Okay? You sugar flour junkies, you. You sugar flour dairy junkies, you. It's all poison. The whole grains, especially ancient whole grains, are great. Flour, it's cocaine. And you use it to make bread. Bread's dead. How much bread do you eat? Okay, you think about it. You're a mess because you eat like the rest of your family. That's the truth. So anyways, what happens is, okay, so what happens here is, first of all, this is the beautiful connective tissue, right? You see how these are fibers. In between every fiber in the body, whether it's an organ, whether it's a tendon, whether it's a ligament, whether it's a muscle, there is energy flow. Oh, don't talk about that voodoo, Daryl. Oh, really? You'll talk about God, you'll talk about spirit, but we can't talk about the energy flow. Can we? What's wrong with you guys? You know, when I was, even 15 years ago, you couldn't say you can do magic. Why? Because the religious ones would freak out. Magic? Oh my God, wouldn't want magic. No, only Jesus can do magic. No, we can do magic. We can do magic, heal ourselves. We can do magic by loving ourselves, caring for ourselves. And understand something, we have spirit flow. That spirit comes out about this wide. How many people know that your spirit is infusing into your body? Scientifically, that's proven. 24/7, even though time doesn't exist. How many people know that every time you get fearful, you go and create an actual thick layer around your cells and your spirit energy can't come in? Did you know that? How many people know that everybody has a spirit blueprint on their cells that is unique to nobody else has it? Well, what do you think happens? I tell this story. If somebody gets a transplant, they start having visions of the person who the organ came from. Do you not get this? Because their spirit energy is actually coming into that organ. Some of it. You get this? That's why you got to take medication so you don't have organ implant rejection, right? Are you guys getting this? So you need to understand that. It's not like your spirit comes down and hangs out here. I mean, it's always infusing in because you have a blueprint for it. And remember something. How many people know that it only takes one AA battery to run the whole body in electricity? And keep it well. One AA battery. It's been studied. And we can't even get one AA battery out of our diet and our minds. Because the reality is how you think gives you an electrical charge or it steals your energy, yes or no? See, how many people really studied science? No, you didn't. You didn't study crap. You went all the way through school and you never studied anything. You studied the Rockefeller Rothschild science, math, English, and history. And that's why your history is one big lie. Are you with me yet? I hope so. Because you're going around, every time you open your mouth, you're shooting off BS, stuff that's not true. Why don't you mind your own business and love and care for yourself? And then guess what? Then maybe, guess what will happen? Your family will change, won't they? Isn't it great how you tell people how to live? Wow, that must be great, eh? Telling everybody how to live? Why don't we try to see how we can thrive first and then let that light spill over into everyone? Okay? Everybody's always got advice, don't they? Everybody's got their nickel 95 advice for everybody. I wouldn't listen to a doctor if he paid me. Okay? The more that somebody goes to school, the less I'm going to listen to them. Guess what? Does anybody know that the actual information that I utilize is from people that have never, ever went to university? So that one makes me, what does that make me? Dangerous and stupid. There you go. Information's all backwards. So when I go to a family dinner, I should just keep my mouth shut, right? Because I'd be just a troublemaker, terrorist. Let's get back to this. So now we've got energy, blood flow, lymph flow, all going in around these fibers, keeping them flexible, elasticity, tone, longevity, strength, all of it. Okay, guess what? Okay, I freaked out, I contracted, I dumped adrenaline. And adrenaline and histamine and cortisol are like crazy glue. Now I contracted and that crazy glue is now sticking all these fibers together. Now I feel stiff. You wouldn't know what that's like, right? Remember the last time that you had a heart attack, and you're screaming and yelling and having your little temper tantrums that we do? Oh no, adults don't do that. That's right. Oh yes, they do. For at least 10, 20, 30 years when they start it, they never stop it. Okay? So the reality is this, you freak out, okay? You dump all that, and then guess what? All these fibers stick together. And then what happens? Oh, you're so angry. Oh, you just got to stay pissed off. And what does that do? Well, now you're inflamed, aren't you? Yes, you are. What do you think anger is? What do you think depression is? What do you think jealousy is? Okay, what do you think hatred is? It's all negative. So the reality is now you're inflamed for how long? Well, I've been pissed at him for 10 years. I bet. Okay, so now, guess what? Inflamed, so now you've got dehydration. So now it starts to dehydrate and close down on itself. So now you've got a knot in the neck. Now you've got a fibroid in your breast. You've got one in your vagina. Now you've got arthritis. Now you've got colitis. Now you've got diverticulitis. Do you want me to keep going? Because every disease was created by some type of dysfunctional emotion that you have. You want to lean in so they can see you a little bit? See your beautiful face? So here's the deal. You're tying yourself up in knots. I feel like I have a knot in my neck. I feel like there's a knot in my low back. How many people know that 90 to 95% of all low back surgery is because you pooped in your pelvis and you rotted out your spine? You are pooping in your pelvis and you rot. How many people know that every problem with the vaginal canal and losing babies, okay, not be able to hold babies, okay, is because you were pooping in your pelvis? Okay? Wake up. It's time now. It's time to wake up, everyone, because this is the harvest. You can go to a doctor. He'll never talk about this at all because everything that matters is not going to be talked about. Diet doesn't matter. Having a bowel movement doesn't matter. None of this matters. Just numb out the pain, numb out the emotion, kill the sex drive, kill the energy, kill the intelligence, kill it all. So now you got to untie the knots. Okay, so here's me, Mr. Bad Boy. Keep it up, Daryl. Okay. So let's go to a chiropractor. I'm not putting chiropractic down. Chiropractor goes and pushes the joint back in place. But guess what? If I tie a knot in this rope, did it make it longer or shorter? Help me out. There's got to be one person that would know the answer. Oh my God, there was 3. That's great. Okay. Okay, let's pretend we're here. I do this all the time. I try to stir people up that they should live again, that they should participate in life. Stop sitting back being a spectator. Your voice is needed. If I don't hear it, I don't know what you need. I don't know what I can do for you. So anyways, so now let's push the joint back in place. It's going to pop right back out, isn't it? Because the ligament, the tendon, the muscle's shorter now. So what if we were to go in and use our elbows with a transverse 45-degree angle coming across, because the fibers are like this, and we were to slowly open those fibers up and untie the knot? Wouldn't that be a miracle? And guess what? You actually went and got your hip replaced. You actually got that fibroid cut out of your, you got a total hysterectomy. How's that? You actually got that little scar tissue, fibroid cut out of your breast. Now you traumatized all the cells around it, caused all that inflammation, and now you've got a scar in there. Honestly, put your hand up if you ever had surgery. Okay, guess what? Wherever you had surgery, and there's more people, almost everybody had surgery here, they're just not going to do it because, you ever notice you wouldn't put your hand up in school to ask questions because you don't want to look like a dummy. Guess what? You're all looking like a dummy now. Unless you want to ask questions, unless you want to be your own health detective, unless you're going to demand answers, you're going to get sold off by the pound. Tell me I'm wrong. Everybody that had surgery, wherever you had surgery, you either have no feeling there and you're numb, or it feels like there's a knot there, or it feels like it's going to tear out, and now you're stopped playing sports. Well, I used to be an athlete. Well, everybody was an athlete when they were young. Okay? I'm still an athlete. Okay? I'm almost 67. I'm still an athlete. I'm not doing the same backflips as my son, Dr. Sage. You know, but the reality is I'm athletic for my age, and I'm comfortable with that. Just know, wherever you had surgery, if you don't go in and have Wolf non-surgical done on that area, it will put you to the cane, the walker, the wheelchair, in the Depends. You'll be wearing Depends. There's a whole row at Costco. They're waiting for you, baby. Okay, there's a reason why there's a whole row, because you were set up. Don't go get non-surgical. Don't believe me. We're going to give you a money back guarantee. It'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. You just go, this can't be true. This can't be happening. You can't tell me that you have an elbow technique that's going to go in and get rid of that fibroid, get rid of that joint problem, get rid of that muscle problem, that tendon problem, when they were telling me I have to go to surgery or there's nothing they can do. Well, there is nothing. They're not lying. They don't have the information. They don't have the strategies. If you think you're going to go to a government-approved school and it's actually going to empower you or train you to teach you to look after your body, you got another thing coming. What's wrong with you? The only time they've ever took any interest in us was the last 3 years. Yes or no?
Oh, yeah.
And how'd that pan out?
Way too much.
Pretty damn good. They're going to try again this winter. It's going to be great. They're on summer vacation right now. All the love from the government and the medical systems coming for us again this winter. It's going to be so exciting. They'll probably save the world. Understand this. When you get surgery, if I took a knife and cut right through the epidermis and dermis of the skin, do you think that's traumatizing to the cells? It creates more scar tissue than anything else. So go ahead. I'm not telling you not to have surgery. Don't believe in us. But when you're really stiff and something's not working anymore because you've got a block of scar tissue and calcium there, just understand that that is a dam and it's stopping blood flow, oxygen flow, and understand what's the cause of cancer? Deprivation of oxygen for 35% for more than 3 days to that area. Because the cells don't want to die, so they mutate to live off of what? Sugar, the flour, the lactic acid that you're creating tons of because you're still angry. So now it goes, wow, I can live. That's what's going on, guys. And then I love all these therapists with these techniques, right? Okay, or how about these ones? And no offense, but I'm just going to clean your aura. Well, that's only going to be good until the first stop sign or until Fred calls. Oh, you again. I mean, guys, let's be honest. You know, people say to me, in your whole life coach course, do you do a lot of meditation? No, we don't. If they want it, we'll do it. But my job is to teach people how to have a meditative day, how to walk through their day with all this chaos going on and not go in and be chaos to themselves. Do you think that might be a better one? Do you think it would be better to know how to connect to your breath, have a slight smile on, and have everybody go drama, trauma, and you're just smiling there, and you're not going to hurt for people anymore and suffer for them anymore? You're going to be compassionate when they want your help. At least you won't be burnt out, and you'll be able to help them, won't you? And because you're not freaking out. When's the last time you were freaking out and you did something really good for someone? Okay, all right. So understand, everything that the way you've been taught that is a loving way for your family, it wasn't a loving way. It was a down the drain way. You know as well as I do. Every mother here and every wife feels ripped off. How's that feel? Gotcha. You just keep on suffering for him and those kids, okay? Because someday you'll get your payoff. Yeah. When you feel like an empty shell and you're going, I don't even know how to love myself, care for myself. You'll be all sucked out, okay? It's a big mess out there. Men come home and they think their job's over. Meanwhile, the women keep working. They work and then they come home and work. Men come home and we've been brainwashed that as long as we paid the mortgage, you get your shit together there. Yep. Men should be protecting the home, making sure the Wi-Fi is turned off, making sure the chemicals are out, making sure that everything that comes into the home tastes good, but it also is going to heal people. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. We are in from one hell of a ride, and I'm not telling you I'm going to enjoy it all. I'm going to thrive through the whole thing. Did you get me? Is that okay? Oh, now he's like, oh, he's such a prick. He's going to thrive through it. Oh, God, I hate him already. Yeah, see, that's how people think, right? Oh, yeah, wouldn't want me to thrive through it just because you're going to get all beat up over it. I'm not going to get beat up over this thing. I'm not. You guys can't stop talking about it, I guarantee it. This summer now, you're just trying to forget it. Trying to forget it. Why don't you try to remember who you really are? What you're really worth. That's what we're going to talk about here right now. And understand something. You should be signing up and getting all the non-surgical you can from Kathy and from Shalou if you live here. You want to limp out of here? Well, go ahead. You're limping here. Why wouldn't you want to get rid of the scar tissue? Bring back the beautiful connective tissue. Get your circulation right back, feeling great again. When's the last time you felt really great? You felt youthful. You felt young. Okay? Every day you're dragging your butt. And I see it. It's just so obvious. There's only 1 out of 10,000 people that are actually vitally thriving on this planet right now. I didn't make this up. There's people that are doing better than you, but 1 out of 10,000 that are thriving. And you know what? Those are the people that do nothing that you do. They do nothing that you do. They do weird things like hug trees. They don't wear shoes when possible. Do I wear shoes? This is the first time I put shoes on this week. Every restaurant I go in, I got no shoes. They might kick me out. If the weather's this nice, I don't wear shoes. Do I wear shoes?
No, you leave them at my house.
Yeah, so I wore them my sandals once or twice, and I forget them because I don't wear them. When I was in Mexico, you know, we have people coming from all over the world, wouldn't we? Eh? And they walk in, and there's me with my what? Bare feet. Okay, but I do go for pedicures, so I didn't gross them right out. And I don't have any fungus toes because I look after myself. I guarantee you, if we were to take the shoes off of everyone, we'll see yellow, brown, green, and black because you're so full of fungus. From antibiotics, from the animal products, the dairy products, the chicken, the pork, okay? Because 90% of all 80 to 90% of all antibiotics go into animal products in North America. And if you eat an animal product or dairy, okay, if it's not organic and free range, and you were to do one product every day, in a month, you've eaten enough antibiotics, okay, as if you took a round of antibiotics. And then somebody says, do you do antibiotics? No, not at all. But look if I were to go into almost every one of your homes, I guarantee you we'd have at least 4 large boxes of poisonous, cancerous material from what you bathe in, what you clean in the house with, and it's in your bathrooms, it's in your cabinets. It is so easy now to actually program a human being into a human doing. Okay? And that's the God's truth. I can get you to eat, drink crap. I can get you to think crap. I can get you to think about things that aren't even going on and get you to hate your brothers and sisters from other parts of the world and they didn't even do anything to you. It's so easy for you to hate because you don't know one thing, how to unconditionally love yourself, and if you did, they couldn't get you to do that. Could they? Could they? There it is. So I'm not angry, but I'm a little frustrated because I'd like to see at least, that we get 2 out of 10,000 people, okay, that are actually thriving. Wouldn't that be great? We could double the odds. I love my life. The whole time that I had a whole group of people trying to attack me and really come after me, and the Canadian government and Marketplace. It was just they just went. Did they go hog wild?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they did. They went hog wild. Where are they? Where's the police? Where's the handcuffs? You got to get this, guys. You're not going to be respected by your family. You're not going to be respected by the majority if you respect yourself. You think about that today. That's going to be very important for you. You know what I want to do right now?
What would you like to do?
Cry. No, I'm kidding. So what I'd like to do right now is, did everybody get a love band, life band? If you didn't get one, could somebody hand those out around to everyone? Okay. So let's explain what that's about, and then we're going to go through the products here. So anybody who doesn't want to stay, you can go. This isn't a product pitch, but we do care. I do sell the best products, hands down. I already know that. I already know I do. They're the highest frequency. We carry the only humic fulvic in the world that has not been processed with chemicals. Did you know that? We get it from the purest humic fulvic place, which is in Drumheller, Alberta. Okay? All right? And our patent uses no chemicals. We also have the only humic fulvic that you put in your eyes. That's how nano it is. It's so small, the molecule, you can put it in your eyes to reverse eye problems. Okay? Why don't we go through that first? Okay, you want to come and help me? Here, I'll sit over here. And then you can grab the products. We'll talk about them. And then if anybody wants to open up and talk about conditions, or they want to learn about the products, or you have questions, or you want to challenge me, I like that. I'd like to be challenged. That would be really great.
Which one would you like first?
Just grab them. We'll go through them.
Okay.
And we're not going to go through them in great detail, but understand there's quite a few people here that have been asking for this. Okay, this is called Ocean Essentials. How many here take fish oil? Yes. Yes, cardio med bed. If you would like me to. Would you really? Can you come and sit with me? Like, you don't have to be on this, but come sit right here. Then you don't have to yell.
Do you want her here?
Yeah, no, she doesn't want to come on, probably. No, she wants to be right here in the safe zone.
Thank you.
Okay, all right? No, you got to pick up people's energy. All right? Okay, lean in. All right, so.
Okay, so I really want to know about cardio med bed, but I have another question that goes with
Okay,
it.
okay, I will talk about the cardio med bed. Kathy's getting a cardio med bed. Shalou has a cardio med bed. So why don't we just answer the cardio med bed question? Why don't we just make you first? Okay?
Okay, I have a question though. I have a pacemaker. That's why I want to understand about it. Because I love the thought of it. But I'm wondering whether the pacemaker will.
Let's put it this way. No. And just know this. I just want to say this. 99 out of 100 pacemakers never had to be given to anyone. They were given to them because of anxiety and lack of oxygen and lack of calcium getting to the heart. That was easily rectified, okay? So just know this, instead of getting somebody to actually have a good bowel movement, drink extra water, get on a proper diet, they're gonna give you a pacemaker. And if you go to a doctor right now and you're really stressed out and your heart is going, that's it, you're done. They're gonna rush you in there. So make sure you're pretty calm when you go in, okay? Why do you think they test everybody's blood pressure now when you go into emergency, so they can write you a script for blood pressure meds, right? And blood pressure is not a disease, and you don't die from blood pressure. It's because you have too many blocks in your body because you didn't have a good poop. If you really want to know, take a look at everyone. You'll see they're blocked up right here, okay? And they're also a terrorist, okay? Yeah, a terrorist. Yeah. What's your question?
So, I'm wondering, like, I know that it works with the cells, correct?
So what the cardio med bed does, if you go to powerpack.health, powerpack.health or powerpack.com, you'll see the Cellsonic and the Power Med there. The cardio med bed, you put cuffs around the lower leg, the upper leg, and the pelvis. In between the heartbeat, these contract. 60% of your blood is coming up.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, you ready for this? Not always, because we're never going to give a guarantee on this, right? Because everybody's different, right? Guy goes home, he drinks beer every night, he eats like crap, okay, he doesn't have any bowel movements, he's stressed out. No. I'm going to tell you what things happen, but I will tell you this. People that have used the cardio med bed, never used the Perfect Day diet, never used the nutraceuticals, never did our emotional work, what kind of results do you think we get? I'm going to give you the results without using this extra. Only the cardio med bed. 3 times you reverse impotence. Okay? All right? 37 hours, and you could do an hour right now, take a 20-minute break, drink some water, go to the bathroom, come back and do a second hour if you were from away, right? And you could do it quicker. But we're looking at if a person does 37 hours, even if they have a 90% blockage in their heart, that's huge. 37 hours, they'll have a new set of arteries just from the cardio med bed. That's right. Cardio med bed exercises the body more efficiently than any known exercise in the world. You lay there for an hour and you've done the world's most powerful exercise for your whole body, and you laid there. Didn't do anything. For tone, it'll get rid of cellulite, gets rid of fat, gets rid of varicose veins, kiss them goodbye, improves elimination. What do you think it does for the pelvic region for somebody who has some type of problem in their pelvis with all that blood flowing up through here? What do you think it does? Okay, figure that out. What do you think it does for the digestion, assimilation, and elimination of waste? What do you think it does for the lungs? What do you think it does for the brain? So, if you have perfect circulation, you've got perfect health. That's it. So, but when people do this, we have them doing the Perfect Day diet, right?
Yes.
If they'll do it. They don't have to, but if they want more out of it, we get them to do things like the curcumin cayenne 5000 for their circulation. We get them to do daily cleansing tea. And understand, our daily cleansing tea, stop thinking of it as a laxative. The daily cleansing tea can be taken every morning, every night, for the rest of your life. And do you want me to tell you the people that don't take the tea? And they say they do, but they don't take it. Might be in their house. You can tell them. They look bloated in the face. They've got, they look like they swallowed a beach ball here because they're rotting out. Okay, and guess what? And when
That's me.
Yeah, well, you don't take daily cleansing tea.
No,
And nobody can see you, right?
Yeah.
So let me just say this, okay? All right, so you've got blood pressure problems. You've got liver problems, like unbelievable. That's why you're getting the liver spots on your face, okay? The puffiness is water retention, because just trying to bring down the inflammation in her body. This is all because of her bowel is so badly messed up, twisted. She doesn't have good poop. She'll tell you that. Her liver's been backed up for 25 years. That's what I'm getting. 25 years her liver's been backed up. Yeah, and guess what? She's never done anything yet. She might have done some little inky-dinky schnitzel house, but couldn't stick with it, right? We know that she's got a lot of little habits that she just can't give them up. And she also doesn't believe in the power of the body healing. She believes in doctors more. Okay, she believes, oh yes, because you wouldn't have a pacemaker. Understand something. People say, I don't believe in doctors, but they'll have a pacemaker. I don't believe in doctors, but they'll have a stent. I don't believe in doctors, but they'll have a hip replacement. I don't believe in doctors, but they'll get mesh for a hiatal hernia. All of these things are reversible. They're reversible. God is not stupid. We have become stupefied. This body will heal. I'm telling you, if you knew the people that come to me, they have been everywhere. They have spent tens of thousands, even $100,000s of dollars. I'm telling you right now. But the other thing is too, what I really put out there in the last 6 months is, guess what? If you're ready to pass away, do not come to us. Because the reality is your family will use this as an excuse. The medical will do it. The government will do it. We've already seen that. So the reality is I tell people, don't you dare come to me unless you're going to buy into what we're doing, that you're going to love yourself properly. You're going to detoxify properly. You're going to eat properly, think properly, drink properly. Don't come to us. We don't need you. We don't need the money. If you're just coming to just, but I'm not saying if you're not like, if you've got arthritis, which is nothing. It's just inflammation of the joint, calcification, scar tissue formation. That's a piece of cake. That's a walk in the park. Okay, that's a walk in the park. I don't care if you've got joints that are as big as walnuts. We're going to get those and we're going to reverse it. Or you have hammer hands. We're going to reverse it. Are you willing to love yourself enough? Will you spend some time? Will you spend some money on yourself? That's the big deal. Other question? Okay, as far as your pacemaker,
Yeah.
if you walked in, I'd say no to you, because I don't think you're emotionally ready for something like that, and you have a terrible diet.
No, I don't.
Oh, you do.
Really well.
No, you don't. You do not. You have a terrible diet. You maybe have changed things in the last couple years, but you've only changed them a little bit. So she's comparing the way she used to eat and the way she's eating now, and I'm telling you, it's not good. It's not good. When I say terrible, why is it terrible? Because she hasn't made the changes in her life that she needs to keep up with the putrefaction and deterioration of her joints and her tissues. And that's it. And that is terrible. That you didn't find a therapist, okay, that would actually give you a protocol and say, if you do this, this is what you're going to get. Whoever you've been going to plays Inky Dinky Schnitzel House, and they don't know what they're doing.
I've been to many.
Yeah, you've been to many. That's it. But the reality is this. Are you willing? See, the thing is too, people will go to these other people. Why? Because we're not ready to commit. I know that only 1 out of 1,000 to 10,000 people will come to me, because you got to commit. You got to commit. I mean, thank God, you know what, that they don't just take away all the drugs, because everybody would be offing themselves because of pain and inflammation, wouldn't they? In pain. That would be the deal. So people need their drugs now to just numb themselves out. The cough is dehydration.
Yes, I need some water.
You don't drink water.
I do. But
You
not-
don't drink water. You sip on it. You think you drink it, but you don't drink water. I'm telling you, you don't drink water. You drink a little bit of water. So when you say, you drink a little bit of water. There. See, when I say you don't drink water, you don't drink enough water. When I say something, you're not doing something enough to actually keep the health you deserve. You don't. You don't. Like, she needs 3 quarts to a gallon of structured water every day just to reverse this. It's got to be warm to hot. She's got to put black diamond in it right away. I mean, she is. It's not good. What's going to happen in the next, I'd say, 3 years, 3 more years. Yeah.
I got a lot of stuff going on. So.
Well, everybody's got a lot of stuff going on, and you know what? You've got a lot of stuff going on that you don't know how to emotionally process. So guess what? If you can't process it, if you can't address it, you suppress it. You don't got anything going on. We all got stuff going on. You don't have to have anything going on except looking after yourself. No, I have to stress about everything in the world and my family. And then there's Bill, and then there's Jim, and then there's Jennifer. And what?
Not anymore.
Okay, but if you've got a lot, then you've got nothing going on except one thing. I'll tell you right now, I could take her picture. If she were to, I could take her picture. We could do a video. And guess what? In 3 to 6 months, if she were to follow us, you wouldn't even know her. You wouldn't look at her at all. You go back and look at her 25 years ago, she didn't look anything like this. You can't tell the difference. So guess what? It's still in there. The beauty of her, the youth of her is still in there. Now, do you think that she could maybe dig deep enough to find enough love to actually do a perfect day diet, and then maybe look at advanced water fasting and come and get the non-surgical to actually come and work her way maybe into the cardio med bed, do some cell-sonic, follow the goals? Let me tell you, the majority of the population has been set up that they'll do nothing until they're in an emergency. That's it. Until their emergency, nothing's going to happen, baby. You're not going to. Okay? That's it.
I can resonate with this because this is kind of like what I was at 8 months ago.
And understand, I'm not disrespecting her. She doesn't know that I already know her. That's the deal. When you have unconditional love for people and you observe them, you be honest with them. And I know exactly. I just told her what's going on. She can have it or not have it. She doesn't want to hear it. No, you don't drink water. Yes, I do. I drink it a little bit. You know, we got to fight about it, right? Don't we? We have to fight. She's getting really good information, really good things. I'm trying to help her. Okay. All right. And you know what? You're going to clear your throat because you're dehydrated and full of mucus.
Yeah, I am full of mucus.
No, you are. And you're full of mucus because you're inflamed.
Yes.
Your whole body's inflamed.
I know.
And that's because you don't drink water, don't drink the right water. She needs nutraceuticals to bring her energy up. She needs nutraceuticals and things to clean out her colon and liver. If we don't get the cork out of her butt and start draining her, she's going to blow. And that's not going to be pretty because this restaurant's going to be a mess. The Perfect Day diet. The Perfect Day diet, let's put it this way. Why don't I just give you like an overall about it, but if you go to docofdetox.com, go into the library, or go to docofdetoxlibrary.com, and then click on the 4 pillars of the Perfect Day. You'll get energy medicine, you'll get nutraceuticals, you'll get exercise, and you'll get diet. And understand, it's a live it, not a diet. And understand this. I can't believe it. I was feeling so good when I was on the Perfect Day diet, and now I feel like crap. Well, there could be a clue there. You went off of it. I live on the Perfect Day diet, okay? Like it's 80% to 85% of my life is that diet that you see. You have to understand something, which nobody gets. Nobody gets. You think that you need physical matter to create energy. You don't. You need light and frequency. So it's how much light and how much frequency is in the food you take in. That's it. Nobody gets this. Okay, you can believe it or not believe it. Okay.
What is structured water then?
You were in Mexico, right? All you saw me do all day. Did you ever see me eat during the day ever? No. All I did was drink water with black diamond in it. I did my ionic calcium, and I did vegetable juicing. Okay, all right, and I did a smoothie. I did not do cooked food. Why do you think I rock? I rock my world. You go ahead. The more you cook, the worse you look. The more you fry, the sooner you die. You go ahead. You eat all that food. Go ahead. You eat that buffet of food all the time. Combine it. Trust me, you're not eating right, sweetheart. Okay? You can shake all day. Okay? But you're not eating right. Okay, let me tell you something. You know what she's ready to say to me? I'm in the process. Let me tell you, the process that she's taking, she's going to need to live until she's 300. Because that's how slow she's moving. Understand, time be a ticking. You all are getting older, okay? But guess what? You don't have to get old. But you're going to. Because you know why? Because you've been sucking off your family for love. And guess what? You got to fit in. So you'll drink what they drink and eat what they eat. And you'll go, yeah, okay, even if you just know it's bullshit. And you'll just agree to it. Because guess what? You know, this is where I suck my love from. It's true. That's how this world revolves. We are emotional beings. Unless you want to do self-serve on the food, the drink, okay, and the love, you can kiss your butt goodbye real slow. Because they can't go around killing us too fast, because then you'd wake up to it. How many people have watched my Rockefeller report? Well, that's fact. They wrote it. I'm going to be putting another piece on there that will blow your mind. That'll be on there next week. You go watch the Rockefeller report in my library, and then tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. You may not like me. You may not like the way I stir it up, but understand something. Why'd you come? You could have came and had something to eat here tomorrow. I won't be here. Why'd you come? Why do you come? I want a different life, but please don't tell me anything different to do. Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good.
Don't look at me like that.
I am looking at you like that. You're lucky you didn't take my course. Hey, what do you think?
It would make a world of difference. She was asking about structured water unit. Did you?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Want to pull it out? So anyways, does everybody understand that rain is structured water? Okay, well that's naturally done by the ozone. Okay? Okay, does anybody understand that fast moving rivers and water coming off a mountain will be structured water? Okay, so this here is a structured water unit. No, there's no moving parts, it never breaks down, no electricity. If you pour your wine through this and then do your wine, I'm not trying to make you into an alcoholic because most of you probably already are. But, well, it's true because you have to suppress your emotions and also live with someone you don't want to live with, but it makes it easier. Okay, so anyways, if you pour your wine through here, okay, what happens to it, it structures it, and we know that wine has 130 chemicals in it. Organic wine doesn't, but the reality is how much wine is good for people, even if it's organic. How much? Zero. You need to say whatever you need to say because you got to go home and have it tonight. I get it. Okay. But that's, you know what? The only thing that people say is what they've been programmed to say. I remember 30 years ago, a glass of wine will keep you healthy forever for the antioxidants in it, right? What a pile of crap. It is high concentration of sugar, and it lights up your cancer cells. It lights up any inflammation in the body. End of story. Cut the crap. I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm not. Everybody can la, and then everybody gets together. And you know what? I'll tell you, we used to go to this yoga studio called Orange, and it was in Kelowna. And I got to the point where I just said, okay, Lori, this is it. We're not coming here. We'll do our own yoga at home. You know what? And it was mainly women, right? After the yoga, they'd all meet at the front door, and they'd all be talking about the new wine. And it really started to get to me, and you could just see the ferment coming through and oozing through their skin. Now listen to this. So guess what? So this was like probably about, I'd say, 7 years ago. So 2 years ago, I see the main yoga teacher on an airplane flight. Whoa, she's a full-blown alcoholic. So listen, it's cool to drink wine. You should drink it every day because it's healthy, and you'll be an alcoholic. 1 glass of alcohol per day, every day, is an alcoholic. That's it. So it doesn't matter. Who is this guy? He says we can't do anything fun. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what's fun, being with me. Me being with me, thank you. Just me. Do you understand? I love my life. I am a spirit being, and I know I'm eternal. And I know that this planet is in its 6th extinction. And I know that I've probably had who knows, 1,000 lives here, 10,000 lives down here, and I'm going to get to stay here until I can rise. Nobody gets off this planet and moves to a new frequency until you become that. Until you tune in, you can't pick up a new radio station. That's the deal. I'm not really into being on this planet for another 3 or 4 extinctions with you guys. Okay? Because there's not extinctions, it's just harvest time. And then we get to start all over again. You get it? Think I'm kidding? Hang around. Wait till you see 2030. Wait till you see how many family members are exiting. And it's not even because of what you think. It's about what they think and drink and eat. My God, there's people in here that are on their way out. You can see it. Look around you. Let's not hide the fact. Oh, I'm not supposed to be like this. Listen, you could have so much more. And you deserve it. But you got to demand it from yourself first. Not from others. From yourself first. And then you lovingly, if you can hold the line with yourself, then nobody else is going to come after you. but you got to hold the line because your family's going to be watching for you to slide, because if you start to slide little, they're going to pull you right back to where they are because you're making them uncomfortable. Structure unit. Can structure anything you drink. Guess what? Everybody's, and I'll tell you something right now. There's people that drink Kangen water, and Shalu's really into Kangen water. And Kangen water's a really great unit. Oh, okay? And I think that's really important. But the first thing is this. This here is less than $300. US, I know, but it's on sale right now. So everything is, we have all our products in US dollars. We don't put anything in Canadian, okay? Anyways, so the reality is this never breaks down. A Kangen water makes hydrogen water. This makes hydrogen too. Not as much as the Kangen. The Kangen will also filter the water. I think that's wonderful. But guess what? You can believe it or not believe it and then think I'm psycho, but I'm traveling, and I've been traveling, and I don't filter my water. I take it right from the tap and I run it through the structure unit. And believe it or not, you're going to go, oh my God, now he's a moron. Well, guess what? I already know about real science. When you structure water, the physical element in it will not touch the cells, okay? Because you may not know this, but you could run it through the Kangen and get all the hydrogen you want, which is really great for you. And you can also microcluster the water, which is good for you. It is. But the reality is, until you structure it, you didn't get the memory out of it of everything that everybody else when they were drinking it. When somebody's drinking it, if they're not in a good mood, it goes in here. At least 17 people will drink the water, and your water goes into 17 toilets before it's recycled, okay? Because they don't structure water at any filtration place, and water has to be structured. And once you structure water, it erases all the memory of it, and it brings it up to the highest frequency. Okay, why don't you do this? Take any water you want, any filtered water, any water you want, and distill, reverse osmosis, Berkey, okay? You can take the Kangen, and then just do this with the structure water unit, and your cat, your dog, will go to that water first. It'll go to structure water first. It's the highest frequency and of water that you can take.
Sorry.
And the cleanest.
And the cleanest. Even if there's still a chemical in it, once you structure it, it cannot touch the cells. It goes in the body and leaves the body. That's real science. I don't expect you to believe it. You don't have to believe it, but guess what? You'll believe that I can get on my phone right now and call somebody in China, and that's a frequency, but you won't believe that the same structuring that whoever decided to create this planet and that atmosphere, that right now, is the water a little toxic that's coming down the rain? No, it's not. It's structured. So it doesn't hurt any birds, bees, flowers, trees, and the crops are the same as 500 years ago. And it's structured. Proof and point. I win. I win again. Because nothing's being damaged. Thank God for God structuring the water before it comes down. Now, structured water has the lowest surface tension. A mosquito goes to walk on it, it drowns. Goes to walk on any other water, it can walk across. But it can't walk on structured water. Now, once you structure water and you put it through a structure unit, here's the beauty of it. Okay, you can also get this for your shower. Because does anybody know that when you take a warm to hot shower, you took in 20 glasses of chlorine and fluoride through your skin into your bloodstream? That was more than you were going to drink that day. And that lady here, she drinks all that water. Oh, no, wait, she doesn't. She pretends to. Oh, yeah, right. Okay. All right.
Sorry, I just have a question.
Okay, you can't start with sorry.
Okay, great. Is structure and then birthday?
What?
Structure and then birthday, or just?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
So you can Berkey it, then structure it, or you can structure it and then Berkey it. It doesn't matter. And we have structured water that we structured 9 years ago, and it's still holding the structure. Long as it doesn't go in direct sunlight, okay? All right? So understand, let me just explain the science here. You're going to love it. So how many people know that in one water droplet, there's 25 to 300 layers? That's what a water droplet is. They're just layers. There's 2,500 to 3,000 layers in one droplet. When you structure the water, okay, it's gone.
Give it back to me.
Okay, so when you structure the water, okay, when you structure the water, whether it's coming through your shower, okay, how many people know that you didn't have to, how many people have a filter on their shower? Well, that's the craziest thing you could ever do. You do know you've got this little filter, and then the water's coming through it, and it takes only like 3 or 4 showers and it's ruined. Yeah, okay, right. So now you've got this little filter, and you're asking for it to filter thousands of gallons of water, and you're collecting all the contaminants in there. How good is the water she's showering in? Wow. Okay, so we can sell anything to anybody. Okay, anybody to anything, and that's nothing against you. Okay, because I did it too. We all did the same thing. We all went through the same thing. So, anyways, when you shower, and you know there's chlorine, the fluoride, but when you shower, guess what? That vaporizes, goes into your lungs, and it also goes into your, and it calcifies your brain and pineal gland. Isn't that nice? I call showers actually gas chambers, and that's what they are. So, but as soon as you put on a structure unit, whether it's a house one or a shower one, I'm giving you a 90-day money-back guarantee, and so is all my staff, or all my therapists that sell them. 90 days. Nobody else has done that. 90 days. You don't love it, send it back. Now, here's the deal. When that water comes through, there's no chemicals that have been taken out, no heavy metals. Everything's still in there, and guess what? It will not touch you. Your skin will be so beautiful. If you shower in a structured water unit, your skin is going to be silky smooth. Your eyes aren't going to burn. Okay, your hair is not going to get dry. Okay, I'm telling you, it overrides everything. Okay, all right. If you have eczema or psoriasis, it's going to start to heal just by showering in that. Yeah, it's a. Do you have one?
At home.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so at home, and it's a stainless steel unit. Okay, all right. Or you can buy a whole house unit, or you can buy a pool unit, right? So we travel with this one all over. So if you run your wine through here, believe it or not, you can drink your wine. You'll get drunk quicker. No hangover. No hangover. Hangovers are from alcohol poisoning and from the chemicals within there. So whether it's organic or not. So once you structure it, if it's not organic, you've protected yourself. Do you understand? I would myself, if you buy organic and you structure it, the frequency's that much higher. Do you understand? I want the highest frequency of everything, okay? Because I deserve it. You guys don't, okay? All right? Well, no, that's you'll find out when you leave here. You'll still make decisions where you're non-deserving of almost everything, right? On this planet, damn it, you didn't realize that you have to demand what you want. You don't. I deserve it? What are you, like, crazy? You deserve to be treated right? You deserve to be abundant in health and wealth? No, you don't. You got to demand it. You got to go outside the box. You got to do things different. That's that. Yes. Come on. Get in the hot seat, baby.
Right. I'm here from Niagara, and I'm so glad to be here.
And we're so glad to have you.
Thank you. Okay, so basically my goal is to look and feel younger.
Yes.
I do wear cheaters when I am working on the computer. I know you have the Tesla glasses.
No, I'm putting them on
eventually I'd
now
like to
because
get
I've had
those.
enough blue light already.
Yes.
I've been doing so many shows. Has anybody seen how many shows I do?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot.
A lot.
But I have cheaters, and eventually I would like to not have to wear cheaters. So 40 years ago.
What are cheaters like?
Just the
Reading glasses?
Yeah,
That-
just like 150, 175
Yeah.
type of glasses. And when I was younger, I
I know, but
was-
are you on computer a lot? You said?
I am.
I know, but you need to get these.
I know, but
No, but you need to buy the Teslas. Don't butt me. Don't butt me. Don't butt me. Don't butt me. Okay?
Okay, so if I bought those Tesla glasses...
Okay, first
am I
of all,
gonna be able to see?
does anybody know that when you buy the Teslas, and let's say that you were wearing cheaters, that guess what? If she were to actually, now, please don't get me wrong, but if you actually were to drink the water you need to drink and get on the Perfect Day diet, okay, and you wear the Teslas, these Teslas, for those who don't know, they're called fluorine lenses, and Tesla invented that. So, does anybody know what C60 is?
Yes.
So I sell a C60 product. C60 is the strongest antioxidant in the world. This is C60, MCT oil C60, and we also sell hemp oil C60. Understand something. Does anybody know if you take C60 orally and you wear the Teslas, you do the bright eyes, and you were to sip on the C60, and you know, they say if you do like 1 teaspoon 3 times a day, you can revert dementia, brain damage. Does anybody know that C60, MCT C60, and hemp oil C60 is 270 times stronger than vitamin C? Does anybody know that it's the highest frequency vibrating molecule? Does anybody know that it's the strongest antioxidant in the world? Does anybody know that between C60 and black diamond humic and black gold humic fulvic, that we're able to actually get rid of everything from this? It'll actually lock it down and bring it out of the body. I don't care if you've had even 3 in a booster. You can go symptom free in just within 6 weeks to 3 months. And you can go take a look at the blood too. People don't get this. You know, what are you willing to do to unravel things? All right. What were you asking?
Well,
I thought she left.
no, I didn't.
Not
I do
kidding.
have to say one thing for sure, though. Ever since I started watching you, I'm totally into loving myself more,
You're loving yourself more.
to the point of, I've ridded the anxiety of not picking my nails. So I don't pick my nails anymore.
Okay, now does anybody know why you pick your nails? You pick your nails because you have worms.
Worms.
Yeah, you have worms. And did you know that 9 out of 10 people in here have worms? 9 out of 10 people in here have worms. And do you also know, which you don't have to believe me, if you got on Black Diamond, it's the humic fulvic, and I'm telling you, it's the truth. I'm not making this up. Go look at the science. You do the Black Diamond, it will get rid of worms, heavy metals, fungus, bad bacteria, and it will do it in your blood and your brain and your cells. Did you get me? And then black gold will do it from your mouth until your rectum. If you did like a teaspoon of black gold, if you, at least in the beginning, a teaspoon twice a day in a blender drink with berries, some oat milk, and a level tablespoon of this. You can do as little as a teaspoon. I would do a level tablespoon if you're just starting. Like, start with a teaspoon, go to a level tablespoon. It's not expensive to do. And then do that twice a day. And then do the Black Diamond, where you're just taking 1/16 of a teaspoon. And you might do that 1 to 3 times a day. More the merrier. First thing I got up in every morning, I take a quart of structured water, and I take 1/8 of a teaspoon. I put of this into warm to hot water, and I drink that right away. I'm ready to rock my day. Because does everybody understand that you are detoxifying big time until noon? That's it. So it's from actually 4 o'clock in the morning until noon. You do detox. Breakfast is the smartest meal of the day. No, it's not. Okay? It's break fast. It's not a breakfast. It's called break fast. So you're breaking a fast. And you want to go to at least 11 or 12 o'clock if you want to detoxify or want to get your life back. Okay? As soon as you eat something, you turn on your digestive tract and shut down your elimination. Okay? So that's it. Not smart. What about juice? What kind of juice? Squeezed what? Well, I still wouldn't do that. Well, let's put it this way. Can I be honest? You got weight to lose. You've got a lot of toxic stuff going on. I would tell you that if you really need the vegetable juice because you're getting a headache or feeling terrible, Go lay down. Go lay down, and you'll get through it. If you're in a hurry and you can't calm yourself down, then take your vegetable juice, dilute it 50-50 so you don't turn everything off. Okay? But guess what? What if we were to get structured water, black diamond, and we were to put super cinnamon essential oil in? That would balance your blood sugar level for most of you, because most of you are sugar carbo junkies, right? So we need to do that so we can calm that down, all right? What was your question again? Juicing. I think juicing's amazing. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I would do the Perfect Day diet and do the juicing. But if you want to get there quicker, please do the intermittent fasting till 11 or 12 o'clock. At 11, yeah, good. Then why's the weight problem? Did you get a cesarean? Yeah. Okay, then why's the weight problem? Okay, just know if you've had breast cancer, that's got nothing to do with the weight problem. If you have breast cancer or breast problems, just know that your bowels are a terrible twisted mess. And that's why you have a weight problem. Okay, get on the daily cleansing tea twice a day. And you might have to do a 2-bag tea instead of a 1-bag. You don't move very well, okay? Okay, it doesn't all come out. So that's the game you're playing. And so it sits in there. You know, you've got your own manure pile rotting. And that's rotting you out here. And that's why this is happening. Okay, so daily cleansing tea twice a day. Get on the black gold with a beautiful organic berry smoothie, oat milk, black gold. Do a level tablespoon twice a day of that, and do the daily cleansing tea twice a day, and then call me up in 3 weeks and tell me you're not losing weight and you don't feel better. You got to get the cork out of your butt. You need to start draining so that you can drain from here. Do you know that you have to have ovarian problems before you have breast problems? Yeah. How is your period for years? How is that going? How is menopause? How is menopause?
Well, I had chemo, so ever since chemo,
when did you have the chemo? When?
Oh, that was 5 years ago.
5 years. So let me tell you something. Can I be honest? Without doing, this is not shock therapy. So there's a 2.3 success rate with chemo up until 5 years. After 5 years, it's 2.3. That's how many people are alive with chemo. If you don't, do whatever you want. But you need to go on a whole plant-based diet from now on. But you need to basically, I would tell you, if you're doing the juicing, do the intermittent fasting, do the juicing, do that for a couple of weeks. If you want to make a blender drink, a berry drink a day or two, those, go with those. And if you have to have a salad, have one, but if not, don't do it. And then prepare yourself for a 6-day advanced water fasting and go about 12 days, and guess what? The chemo will come out. It's in there. Does everybody know when you get radiation and chemo? It sits in you, and that's why the success rate for people that do chemo is only 2.3% still living after 5 years. It's because the chemo sits in there and undermines the whole body, and the body just, yes.
And I had the radiation.
Yeah, well, just know this. So,
I know that happened,
so Serena had chemo and radiation. And were you there? You were there when Serena was doing her advanced water fast. And guess what? The radiation was coming because they radiated right here. And because a doctor told her she had cancer and she never had it. She never had it. But yeah, isn't that something beautiful? So the reality is the radiation, okay, when she did this 6-day advanced water fast for the third time the radiation came out, and she came to me and she goes, "Oh my God, Daryl, there's holes right here, and there's a hole here. This is where they radiated my face." And I go, "Don't worry about it. Just keep putting C60 on and stay on the fast. The radiation is coming out now." Okay? So now you're going to be free of this. Okay? Because that's it. Guys, you need to understand something. They harvest us from the moment we enter the womb. They're out for you, baby. They're out for me. They're out for her. They're out for everyone, and they're winning.
What about children?
What about them? What about children?
With pronouns.
With what?
Okay, for example, my granddaughter, she's
Can you speak louder and sit on the edge, please?
my granddaughter, she's 5.5.
Your granddaughter's 5.5.
And 2 months ago, she was diagnosed with ulcer.
It's okay. It's okay. Ulcerative colitis. Okay. Okay, all right. So how old is she? 5.5. Would you like me to go online with the parents? But they have to come on live on video, and then I will tell them everything we need to do, and then they can come back on the video and then tell the world that Dr. Wolf is a scammer or that he knows what he's talking about. She has ulcerative colitis. That means that she has ulcers in her large intestine or the end of her small intestine. And understand something. Please don't tell me their names or anything like that. So now what we've got is the parents feed her dairy, they feed her animal products, and they allow her to eat a lot of garbage. And the parents, okay, do not say a word. I don't want to get personal. Ulcerative colitis, how old is she? Yeah, there's a lot of stress in the family. The parents aren't getting along. There's something going down here, okay? Because guess what? What's inside that's eating her out? Emotional. That's the problem. So we could get another little girl, and she could be eating the same diet, which is not good, and I know I'm right. The parents don't feed her right. That's it. Okay, but they feed her like every other parent almost, because parents don't know how to feed their children, they don't know how to feed themselves. So, but the ulcerative colitis, she might have what? Irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS, which is just an irritation of the lining, but she has holes in her because guess what? There's emotional stress in that family. Yes or no?
Well, my son, he's got anxiety. And
Okay, done.
And he's got SIBO.
Okay, his son, okay. Oh my God. Guess what? You ready for this? You ready for this? So her son has anxiety, which means he blows all the time. And he stresses out. Well,
He stresses out, but he's calm.
no. He blows all the time. You don't understand. I mean blow up. He blows all the time with symptoms. You can't suppress things. Of course, you know what SIBO is? Small intestine bacterial overgrowth. But guess what it is? It's actually large intestine backup. Okay? Because he can't let go of shit, emotionally or physically. Okay, are you with me so far? So what does a dog do for the owner? It takes on the same personality as the owner, takes on the same illnesses. What does a young child do when it loves its father? It takes on the same illness. And yes, I'm right. Because guess what? There is a science to human beings. We are emotional beings. If we don't know how to address something, we suppress something. Now this little girl, get her on the Black Gold, get her on blender, I'll get her on the blender drink. Blender drinks I just said, and get her off of all the dairy. I guarantee you she's on cheese, she's on yogurt. Okay, she's on milk. Okay, well guess what? She's in big trouble. So I can say this, and I'm going to say this, but your son and your daughter-in-law will have this child with cortisone pretty soon, and on cortisone, and maybe going to surgery to lose part of her bowel. And what do you think that's doing to her little ovaries and her uterus right about now when it's trying to develop? Help me out here. Understand something. You don't need to do this. Nobody needs to do this. If I had a person who's the leader of every family come to my whole life coach course, all this stuff that's going on in the world would be over. It'd be over. We uncover it all. Do we uncover it all, Yvette? Yeah, we uncover it all during this 9 days. Everything's uncovered. You'll actually walk out of there with the power of self-love. And you don't go home to try to change people. You go home to change yourself. And then when somebody asks a question, you go, this is this, 1 and 1 are 2, not 11, love. And you do know that there is no child on the planet that can digest cow's milk, cheese, yogurt. Okay? All right? Okay. They're destroying her. And the casein actually in animal products, cows, okay, is a poison to the brain. And that's why we get addicted to it. Okay? And you do know that dairy, okay, cow's milk, is one of the leading causes of juvenile diabetes. Thank you very much. And then if the little girl goes with a cold or flu to the doctor, they'll say, take her off the dairy, but then as soon as she's better, get her back on it for the calcium. You moron, you. You moron, you. Because not one, they can't show you one science article, okay, all right, to prove you can get calcium from cow's milk, because you can't. You can't. You're not a cow. Do you have 4 stomachs? Please, wake up. Goat's milk. Well, here's the deal. Cow's milk is 20 times larger than mother's milk. And 7 to 10 days after we stop breastfeeding, we stop making an enzyme to digest mammal milk. Thank you very much, you guys. Wake up. Okay? And goat's milk is 7 times larger than mother's milk, so it doesn't create as much allergies. But there is no such thing as any animal milk. Okay. Why are we the only species that can't leave the boob alone, okay, after we're weaned? Okay? All right? Stop it. Just stop. Okay, here's the intelligence of humans. Well, you know what? Okay, I used to really like being on the nipple. Yeah, well, I can't be on the nipple. I'm a grown man now. But, oh my God, we should look for something with the biggest udders so we can keep on drinking milk. They didn't pick cow's milk because it was the best for you. What has the biggest udders on that we know of for milking? You can't milk an elephant, but you can milk a cow. They just stand there. And look at, if you really believe in mammal milk, why don't you milk a monkey? Did anybody watch my video, Milk the Monkey? Well, why do you think I made it? I made it for you guys to hopefully wake you up. God, go milk a monkey.
Daryl?
Save the world. What?
I've got a question here, if there's any products that would help with acid reflux.
Acid reflux, definitely. That would be your black gold and your black diamond. It'll get rid of it. And if you have really bad acid reflux, okay, all right, and understand that's because of improper food combining, too much inflammatory foods, and you can't stomach yourself or your life. Now, the reality is if you're really spewing up the acid, okay, just know this. Go take a rounded teaspoon of baking soda and a warm glass of water, stir it in and drink it, okay, and don't do it right after you've eaten. So, do it when, I'm starting to feel it coming on. And those of you that are kind of on the edge with cancer or inflammation or heartburn or acid indigestion or GERD, then do a teaspoon of baking soda in the morning and another one in the early afternoon. And guess what? The only thing you'll do is stave off stage 4 inflammation, which they call cancer and inflammation. And it's the best thing for you. But do the black diamond because that's the way to go. Black diamond in your drinking water. Every person here should be drinking, every woman here should be drinking 3 liters to 3 quarts of water with black diamond, 1/16 of a teaspoon. Oh, I can't afford it. I'm sure you can. Go get your beer and go get your ice cream. Go get your tacos. You know what? Just stop it with the lies. Okay? We're addicted. We have addicted personalities. So now, and then get yourself a level teaspoon to start. And then, like I said, go up to a level tablespoon for a while. Twice a day of the black gold. And you know what? You won't have any more acid. You'll have no more acid. You have no more parasites. You'll have no more heavy metals. You'll have no more fungal problems. Oh my God, what are you going to bitch and complain about now? Oh, you'll find something. Because you won't mind your own business, loving and caring for yourself. Do you understand the way I teach now? I'm not here for the herd. Okay? The herd doesn't want me. You guys just need to have a whole bunch of more lives where they sell you off by the pound until you wake up and you can't take it anymore. I'm telling you, this is just a recycle, reuse planet. And you could have the most beautiful life yourself and with your family if you just woke up and took it back and stopped being scared. Yes?
I just have a question. Can you clap over a lipoma?
Can you clap over a lipoma? Okay, so we do know that a lipoma is a parasite nest, right? We do know a lipoma is also comes. Who is that for you?
For me.
How much pork have you eaten?
How much?
Pork.
I used to eat a lot. Now I eat nothing.
See, there you go. See, I don't know what I'm talking about. I know nothing. I'm just a dumb guy who pretends he's a doctor.
Oh yeah, a pack of bacon a day almost.
Yeah, well, I'm just a pack of bacon, and well, that's what's caused your problem. That's what caused your problem. Are you on the Perfect Day diet yet?
Yes, I am.
Are you on the juicing?
The juicy.
When are you going to do a 6-day advanced water fast?
Pardon me?
He just started it like
When?
about 2-3 weeks ago.
Well, congratulations, BraveHeart.
Yeah. But you know what?
I'm proud of you.
His dystonia,
Yeah,
like, because we saw you last week.
yeah.
You told us, well, he only started doing the Perfect Day with no meat.
He started the Perfect Day with no meat. Well, the Perfect Day doesn't have any meat.
Okay, I mean, like, he was doing the Perfect Day with meat.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I-
He couldn't let it go.
Well, yeah,
Better that than nothing.
Well, just know this, that the more dead animals he eats, the more life he's going to have.
Well, this was organic.
I don't think so.
Anyway, this was organic.
Oh, whatever, yeah, and it got massages from a really good massage therapist every day. Listen to me. Stop eating dead animals. Your nervous system's fried out. Okay, you're on the edge here. Wake up. No, you have no time to play Inky Dinky Schnitzel House. No. You want to do a live consult with me? I'll do it for you. You want to come live online on video?
No, we're doing that Wednesday, I believe.
Well, that's where I'm doing it.
Yeah, Wednesday on there.
Okay, yeah. We're going to do that, but we'll be doing it live. Okay? All right.
Well, anyway,
Since,
we saw you last week,
yeah. Why don't you come up and talk?
Yep.
he's improved.
Come on up, talk. So, can you tell people what's going on with your husband, please?
Okay.
Here, this is going to be really important to people. It really will. Okay?
Okay, well, he was diagnosed with cervical dystonia.
Okay, tell them what, you have to speak up.
Okay, in 2008, he came home and he couldn't move. He was stuck like this. I don't know if people know what cervical dystonia is. It's a muscle disorder that's caused from your brain, and you wake up with whiplash and you can't.
Okay,
turn your
everything
head.
is caused by the brain, just so you know, because it's your belief systems that make and shape your life. Change your personality, you change reality. Next thing is, it wasn't caused by the brain. He actually has scar tissue all wrapped up in here, and it's pushing on the nervous system. Okay, I'm going to prove on Wednesday in the course, we'll do the consult, and I'll do some non-surgical on him, and I'll prove that you watch how much better he's going to be. And then they'll ask, why didn't you do it when we came to the restaurant?
Well, because honestly, he hasn't seen anybody since it's happened. Like we were supposed to go see family in Italy and a lot of other places, and he just doesn't want people to see him looking stuck like that. He's embarrassed about it. So, I mean, he doesn't look that bad to us, but to him, it's pride, right? He just doesn't want people to see him. So anyways,
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with anything. You know, the reality is this. He needs to change his diet. He needs to change the way he reacts to things. All right? Okay? Stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put himself here. He burnt himself out. Okay? And I'm not trying to pick on him. You know, remember what I said, you can do things on an unconscious level. Just think if you became conscious of those things.
Yeah. So anyways, 2008, then the doctors just started putting him on clonazepam, all kinds of drugs to numb it. And it just, he couldn't function at all with all those benzodiazepines. It changes your mind.
It makes you worse. Nobody gets better from them. I mean, how many people do you know right now that are trying to come off of prescription drugs? I mean, and then we tell our kids not to go on drugs.
And he's still trying to get off of it. He's on a crumb a day.
He'll come off faster when he gets on the diet.
Yeah.
And if he does the daily cleansing tea, and if he were to really embrace the ultimate coffee enema, oh man, he would bring the thunder down.
Yeah, and he's doing the ultimate, the tea. He hasn't done the
daily cleansing tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
The diet now for the last 10 days, no meat.
And what changes? Tell me the changes. Look at guys, this is all he did. So what are the changes?
Just in that 10 days. Well, the last time, I don't know when we saw you. Is it 10 days ago?
Week ago.
A week. Oh, okay. A week. He can move. He's like, look, I can move it more of this. Like, he just more relaxed. Like, look at him. He couldn't sit.
I know. I look at him now. Look at him now. He looks like a different guy. And understand something. When I get done with him and go in and do the non-surgical on his neck on Wednesday, oh my God, Dr. Wolf, it's a miracle. No, his body's the miracle, and he's been going to practitioners that have been terrorizing him. But he had to go to practitioners because he terrorized himself and he blew out his nervous system.
Yeah, they wanted to do brain surgery on him to put a pacemaker in his brain. For real. They do this to patients who have Parkinson's. It's to stimulate the part that's making him twitch, to kill it.
Okay.
That's what they wanted to do. This was in London, Ontario. And they were giving him like tons of Botox shots to the point where he couldn't even swallow. That's what they did to him. And then when I said enough, I didn't want any more Botox, and I said, is there an alternative to the brain surgery? The surgeons and the doctors in London, they said, well, then why are you coming here?
I would say that too, though, because you have to understand something. They're told that if you don't follow their guidelines, to get rid of you.
Yeah, they did get rid of us. They just didn't even call to see if he's alive. Like, they don't care. That's okay. We found another doctor in Spain. He's helped us get through to this point with the neuroplastic. It's so exhausting because, he has to do all these eye exercises, dancing.
Okay, if he does what I ask him to do after this coming Wednesday, track him. Watch how fast it's going to blow your mind. In 6 weeks to 3 months, he won't be doing any of this. And you got to stop jerking your knee up and down. So anybody in your family that does the knee thing all the time, that person will have Parkinson's or end up like him. Just know that. Stressed out, I move my knee. If I, like this, like you got to go pee, and I'm always like this, moving my knee like this. Do you know what that does? That burns out your brain and your nervous system. Remember something, the physical affects the emotional and the emotional affects the physical. Okay, all right?
So I'm happy with just that.
Oh, well, God, you're going to get a lot more, so. Yeah, I promise that he'll be better than himself. How's that?
Well, the sad thing is this happened when he was 40.
How old is he now?
55.
Doesn't matter if he wants it. Is he determined?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you trust me, the things I've made him do. The dancing, the salsa dancing for hours, all this silly stuff.
It's not silly.
Like,
you know what? All of that stuff, the dancing and the things you
Yeah.
helped him do, has helped him to be where he is today, to get
Yeah.
him ready for this.
Oh yeah, because
You did nothing silly. You saved his butt.
yeah, saved him from the doctor. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll tell you a little secret.
Okay.
I am a nurse. and I
Everybody
have
put
worked-
your hands
oh,
over yours.
okay.
This is just for me.
I'm still licensed as a nurse, and I did work in the hospital system for almost 20 years. So, hence why I would not let anybody touch him.
Yes.
So,
Are you
I'm
gonna,
just
are you going to
like-
let me touch him?
yeah.
Okay, all right. We're going to video it, so
I think he's okay with it.
yeah.
I think.
No, you're great. You're great. You're not good. You're great. Okay?
And that's it.
And that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
So make sure you're there before 8 o'clock on Wednesday.
On
okay?
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. That's it. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Very good. Shalu, want to join me? Yes.
Question on the black diamond.
Question on the black diamond. Go ahead, love.
Should you take it away from food or should you?
Doesn't matter where you take it. Okay, does anybody know what black diamond is? It's humic fulvic. Does anybody know that we had enough humic fulvic in our soil up until about 1930s? Then they started raping it from the soil. And the reason why you're buying it from me, okay, if let me tell you something. You don't, okay, if the government, if the world wasn't a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure where there's some really some creepy crawlers down here that live here that feed off our suffering, nobody would need to go to a doctor, okay, just maybe to get a leg set or something like that. Everything is, see, you got to understand, we've got everything abundantly down here, okay? Whether you want to believe it, okay, 30 billion people can live on this planet without bumping into each other, okay? 8 billion people could move to Texas right now. The way that they want to put everybody into cities, everybody could live in the state of Texas and live a great life. So everything is a lie, so just know that, okay? And know this, that I should be out of a job. I should not have a job, which I'd be really cool with, okay? I would love not to have to do this anymore, okay? And then have everybody bantering at me. I would like everybody to be well, okay? And I'd like everything to go back the way it was. Pristine water, humic fulvic back into the soil, them not trying to use chemical fertilizers, trying to kill all the bugs that are in the soil. Telling you that diet doesn't matter, and they're poisoning everything now. They're bringing it on big time, like I've never seen before. So that's why we're really cautious. Like, you know, the product that I would buy at the health food store last week, if it gets too popular, Billy and maybe Justin, they buy it up. They do. They buy it up, and then they poison it, and they keep the same name, and they put it on the shelf. And that's what they're doing. So anything that's popular, don't tell anyone. If you find a new product, it's really good for you and it's really healthy. Like this oat milk we buy has 2 ingredients. That's it. It's pure. Right? And then you go to the other ones, it's got vegetable oil and gums in it and oh my God, all the crap in it. Right? And these vegetable oils are actually GMO vegetable oils, but it'll just say vegetable oil. So then they come and they get you again. You have no idea. You should never have a tummy ache. You should never have a headache. You should never have any swelling. You shouldn't have any eye problems. You shouldn't have any sinus problems. You shouldn't have any ear problems. You shouldn't have anything. Okay? And understand, you can believe it or not believe it, but we were starting to rise. Okay? Does everybody understand something? So what they did was the Rockefellers paid $100 million to close down all of the natural health schools in North America. Right? You do know that. So they did that. That was enough to slow everything down, right? They thought that they could control things. Then stuff started coming back. And now there's a kind of a revolution on natural health. It's been happening. And that's why the health protection branch of Canada is a Nazi Germany. It totally is. Okay? They really are. The FDA, not so bad on natural health in the United States. Okay? But here, I mean, you can't get any energy medicine equipment into this country now. They shut all that down. It's really difficult. But the reality is this. You have to understand, all of these systems are not for you. Okay? I am going to be posting the 10 rules of United Nations. And when you see these rules, you are going to just, your mouth is going to drop. Everything, United Nations, World Health Organization, this is all Rockefeller, Rothschild. This is all part of that. This is all to undermine. You have to understand something, guys. You are fuel. You're nothing more than fuel. They don't not like you. They eat you. You are fuel. We are being raised like a rabbit factory, and we are fuel. So you can go ahead and protest all you want, or you could just start eating, drinking, thinking right.
Yeah.
That's the biggest protest in the world. Guess what? If nobody was buying the 90% of disease-causing food in a supermarket, and they only bought the 10%, would that tell them something? It'd say, your game is over, baby. Okay? You know, you might think about, why does he talk like this? Now, I don't know anything else to do anymore. What do you want me to do? Play Inky Dinky Schnitzel House? Pretend that I don't know what's going on? How do you go back to pretending you don't know what's going on in this relationship called planet Earth? How do you do that? What do we got?
They got a question.
Okay.
What do you do about type 2 diabetes?
Type 2 diabetes, there is no such thing. Type 2 diabetes is a stress monkey, too much sugar, too much flour. Okay? That's it. And understand that. Type 2 diabetes is reversible in 6 weeks to 3 months. How's that? Is that good enough? And it is. Okay? Take a look at the person who's got type 2 diabetes, and you'll understand why. Does anybody understand what type 2 diabetes is? It's where the pancreas that was making the insulin had to work overtime because you were dropping sugar bombs and flour bombs and jamming the insulin out so much that you cause chronic fatigue in the actual organ, and now the insulin you make is crappy. Hey, how good do you work when you're exhausted? Can you help me out? So now the pancreas is exhausted, so what type of quality of insulin is it? It's crap. Now that person's going to go on medication, and they're going to even eat worse, drink worse, aren't they? Take a look at people with juvenile diabetes. They just use their injections to offset. Diabetics have the worst diet in the world. I don't even want to deal with juvenile diabetes. They're so programmed to eat the worst inflammatory poison food. Okay, you can't even reach them here, because guess what? I've got the keys to the city. I can eat the most toxic food, and then I can inject myself or pop my pills, and guess what? Don't worry though, I'll lose my toes and my legs and my eyes, but who cares? Right now I'm having a feast. Are we done yet? It's crazy out there. So what did I do? Okay, what did I start doing about 6 months ago? I kept saying, if you're coming here with a autoimmune disease and it's in stage 4, you don't come here unless you're going to do what we ask you. We don't want your money. Do not come here to be cured. And that's what people start doing. And I don't want people going to any of my therapists for a cure, because you're coming to my therapist to get rid of the infection, the inflammation, to restore your body so it can do what it was meant to do. The body can only cure itself. That's it. But you'll never be cured unless you cure up here first. It'll only be temporary. How many people in your family? The whole family rallied. We spent a ton of money. We rallied behind them. We pushed behind them. And guess what? As soon as everybody had to get back to their jobs and their life, what happened? Tell me what happened. They fell right back into the same place. All right.
Question.
Yes.
I have one more question
Come on, take the hot seat, baby.
Okay, so another reason why I came here is because I spent hundreds, if not
And
thousands.
just know, guys, I'm not taking these off because
have to.
my too much. This light, these. You know what? And you know what? I think this week I did, without exaggerating, this week I did 20 hours to 22 hours of blue light. Yeah.
I'm here for my dog too.
Your dog. Well, everybody's here for their dog because they've given up on love. Okay, got it. Go.
Okay, so I've spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars because he's got, they say, allergies.
Okay, dogs don't have allergies, either do humans. They have an inability to break down a toxin properly because the bowel's backed up onto the liver. There, what else you want to do? Get your dog on black gold, get your dog on black gold into the food, get him on C60, MCT oil into the food. How much does your dog weigh?
102 pounds.
102 pounds. So that means that everything that a human would take at 150 pounds, which is the dose we show, the dog would do 2/3 of that. And if you get the dog on 2/3 of that, do you know, I'm going to tell you something. I haven't dealt with a dog problem or a cat problem where we basically haven't reversed it. And I'm talking about 1 out of 500 chronic conditions. Because animals are a lot easier to use because nobody told them that I was psycho. Nobody told them not to spend money. Nobody told them the body doesn't heal. You understand? They just, it either works or it doesn't work, right? And it always works. So your dog, so I would get your dog on 2 teaspoons of black gold mixed in with the food. Are you writing this down? You're going to remember it.
The black gold is the
It says black gold.
I've got
Okay, so you're going to get them to do that, and then if the dog doesn't mind the color, then just put like 1/8 of a teaspoon in with the water, or 1/16 to 1/8 in with the water. Get the dog to do this. Mix in the food for the dog as well. 2 teaspoons of MCT oil, and then give the dog down the throat 1 curcumin cayenne 5000. Just push it down its throat. 1 capsule 3 times a day, okay? And how's the dog's bowel movements?
really good.
Okay,
Solid.
Let me see, what else do I want you to do? No, just do that. Just do that for now, and then let me know. You can call me, but that should do it. That should do it. Now, just know this: we will get dogs that have skin problems and twitches and hip problems. And believe it or not, we can do non-surgical on a dog that's supposed to get hip surgery and do 1 hip on him, and it's reversed. Yeah, guys, it's the same thing everywhere. You know, they poison your dogs, they're poisoning you, they're poisoning your cats. Yeah, do you not see it yet? And you know what? Isn't it? And all you do, you know, you grumble and you frustrate. All you can do is just stop poisoning yourself and love your life. That's it. And allow everybody else to poison themselves. And then when you start looking so good, do you think you could look better? Let me tell you something. People will ask you what you're doing when you don't look your age. So keep your mouth shut and get to work. Yes. The C60 coconut, because there's no taste. And if the dog likes a nutty flavor, you could give it the hemp. But just know when you do the MCT C60 coconut oil, okay, you get 10% more C60. All right? And just know this, everyone. You want to think you can outsmart? Okay, go ahead. Buy Purple Power. They're the biggest selling MCT 60 coconut oil in the world. And guess what? Their C60 comes from out of China, and they add palm oil to make it look purple. I'm telling you, my products rock. You'll never be able to catch me doing anything scandalous.
Question regarding the C60, I always buy the bigger bottle.
Yes, the bigger bottle of C60, yeah.
Does it have to stay in the fridge?
Keep it in the fridge, keep it fresh. Okay? No, it doesn't, but keep it there anyways. Keep it fresh.
The little one that I carry with me.
No, carry with you. Well, you'll see in my black bag here, I've got an 8-ounce bottle, and I sip on it all day. I probably take about 6 to 9 sips a day. Because why? Does anybody know I used to wear glasses? I have perfect eyesight.
Same thing.
near and far. C60. And the Tesla. The Tesla, listen, Tesla glasses, bright eyes, nano drops, okay, and C60, you're gonna have to give up your glasses. And if you don't, then guess what? You didn't give up the wine, you didn't give up the you-know-whats, you didn't give it up, baby. Yeah. C60 dosage for an adult is 1 teaspoon 3 times a day if you mean business. Okay, I do about 6 teaspoons a day, but I'm going to do that for life. Why? Has anybody noticed how my brain works? Okay. Yeah. I'm back to back. Look, I'm gonna have like 22 people in this class, and no later than 3 to 4 days, I'll have all the 3 to 4 days later, every one of them are going to be awake for the first time since they were born. Do you understand? So I better be sharp, and I better be on top of it. And I want to prove to everyone that guess what? If we were to bring our vibration up like mine or higher, okay, we would have this world and there would be no more extinctions. All right? And look at, don't you think if you said to everybody in the world, we want you to go take what's called a pain-free pregnancy course that's going to take 12 days to teach you how to love and feed yourself and your partner and your children. We offered that. What do you think would happen? Okay? And don't you think, okay, that guess what? You need to understand something. You don't get it. They're harvesting humans. They've been doing it since the beginning of this planet. God's not coming. You were already gifted by God. It was called bring up your vibration, bring up your spirit, learn how to love yourself and say no. You damn well know, and I mean damn well know, when you're putting something in your mouth that's poison, and you know it. Okay, just because you've been programmed to not love yourself because you're a little sinner, little loser, you're guilty. You know what? You just get out of the way. Get rid of that crap. God, whoever made it up that God was watching us and judged us and now we're in big shit. I'm just so over this. You have no idea. Okay, so everybody that's religious and they're scared they're going to hell, don't come to us. Because guess what? You're already in hell. We can't even come up against that. If you think that you're cursed, you're cursed. If you think that God loves you unconditionally, you're going to heal from anything. I don't want to deal with you. Go take my emotional whole life coach course. After the first day, at the end of the day, you're going to go, holy crap. Shut my yap. And I mean it. You will. Let's just stop this nonsense. I'm going to spend the rest of my life letting everybody know that I know what's going on. That's it. I know what's going on. I'm not stupid.
We got a question there.
Yeah. I told you I was up until 3 last night thinking things over. Now I'm just like a newborn out of my shell, so I'll calm down in a couple days. What? Vitamin D, I carry vitamin D. Now, here's the deal. Did anybody see that article about vitamin D? If you take it, it could be toxic. Don't you love it? Does anybody really want to know the science behind it? You have to take 1 million IUs of vitamin D all at once. Okay, all at once, and then you might get a little bit upset tummy. Okay, so are we done yet? Okay, are we done? So I take 50,000 IUs myself a day and 1K. 50,000. And you guys take, well, the doctor said I should take 800. Well, yeah, but remember how we were taking 400 when I was little? What happened? We only have half a son? I don't know. Something's changed. Okay, and understand something. 800 is not enough. And understand, if a person were to take 50,000 when they get a cold or a flu or that other thing ding-a-ling, okay, and you took 50,000 twice a day with a K, with a vitamin K, you'll knock it out in 3 days. But I just take 50,000 every day, right? And that doesn't matter if I was out in the sun. Because nobody understands this. In Canada, it can be sunny all day, but you didn't get any vitamin D. The sun's too far away from you. Nobody told you that. Oh, and then the sun is an enemy too. Well, it's not an enemy. It is if you think you're a piece of bacon. Yeah. K2, you got to take K2. But if you take, one second, if you take Merigen, Dentagen, or any of the ionic calciums, like, can you? Okay, if you take calcium ion therapy, you don't need K. This is the only real calcium product in the world. Merigen, Dentagen, Cardigen, what? It's the strongest. You could take Megagen. But just know this: the reason why people take Merigen is, come on, I can tell you a gentleman we worked with, and he was 84 years old, bones crumbling. Okay, he was on calcium blockers forever. We put him on the Merigen 4 times a day, and it took the first 4 months. Guess what? It came down 30%. The second 3 months, another 30%. And guess what? By the end of 1 year of taking it, okay, he had the bone structure of a healthy 40-year-old. So that's what that product does, and that's why the FDA will not let me put it on my website in my store. You have to call in to get it. Because it has, and you don't have to believe me, but I also had a patient, was only doing the Merigen, wasn't doing it for the reasons to do it, and ended up turning around his juvenile diabetes. So I'm not going to tell you it does that. I'm going to say that for some reason he was doing it and it left. Now the reality is calcium ions carry on 120,000 hormonal and chemical processes every second in your body. How many people know that you stop making calcium ions, it slows real down after 30? So that's why I take this every day. So I'm making calcium ions as if I'm a young child. I also take IGF 300,000. Can you grab it? This is my baby here. I take IGF 300,000 and I take 4 SON formula 3 times a day. And that's where my energy comes from. So when you see me and I'm 95 years old, I'll still have this kind of energy. Okay? So IGF, my IGF 300,000, I have one that's IGF 25,000. That's for people that are younger. You can, it's less expensive. You can try that if you want. I do IGF 300,000 3 to 4 times a day, the dosage that's on the bottle. And does anybody know what IGF-1 is? Come on, I thought you all took science in school. Come on. No, they're not going to teach you anything that you need to know to stay young and youthful and healthy. Understand something right now. IGF-1 is made from human growth hormone. We stop making human growth hormone by the time we're 30. It goes way down. So now you don't make IGF-1. IGF-1 gives you the toned muscle. IGF-1 gives you the bone matrix that lays your bone down properly. IGF-1 creates more collagen in the human body than anything else. IGF-1 gives you more youthful energy than any other known product. IGF-1 gives you your youthfulness, your vitality, and your stamina in all things. It gives you alertness. So remember when you're around 25, 26? Well, guess what? IGF-1 brings you back to that. IGF-1 that we have is completely natural. The one that the medical system give you, it's synthetic, and it will actually stimulate cancer cells. Ours will inhibit cancer cells. Isn't that something? So people go, oh, I can't be on IGF-1 because, yeah, but you can be. You only know half the story. All right? If you want to feel youthful, you get on IGF-1, get on SON formula, get on daily cleansing tea, black gold, and black diamonds, okay? And take my Ormus minerals along with my Sinonian minerals. How many people know here that enzymes don't work, and every disease that a person has is also a mineral deficiency? Do you know that? And understand something. Would you like to do parasite cleanses, or would you like to take a product called humic fulvic, black diamond, And black gold, black diamond will go into your cells, go into your brain, go into your blood, this one. And you'll never have parasites, ever. You'll never have heavy metals back up in your body. You'll never have the fungus. And understand, right now, that's what they're trying to do. Get you full of fungus, get you full of heavy metals, and get you full of parasites, yes or no? All right. This one here will do your digestive tract from your mouth to your rectum. And what it does, guys, is these two products go in and drop off 60 to 70 micronutrients into the body, and they pick up 300 to 600% of their weight in heavy metals, parasites, and fungus and bad bacteria. What do you think of that? Pretty awesome. Locks it down so you don't have to experience any symptoms on the way out. Okay? And the black gold, guess what? How many people take good bacteria here for their bowels? Well, it doesn't work very well. Black gold will go in, and when it gets to your large intestine, it becomes a breeding ground for mummy's bacteria. How many people know that you cannot reinstate another bacteria except mummy's bacteria into the bowel? So everybody, no matter how badly you've treated yourself, chemo, antibiotics, you still have some of mummy's good bacteria. One of them, just need one, and we have more. It'll be 1 trillion when you start doing daily cleansing tea in this. And if you go on the Perfect Day diet, and you also drink some water, do you know why you're doing this? Because you're trying to squeeze out something because you thought you drank water. You don't drink enough water. And if you structure water, it's going to be a lot better. Understand the things that you really need in your body, okay? Water, fiber, amino acids, minerals, and enzymes. That's it. And guess what? If you want the richest of that, you're going to pick things that have the most light and the most frequency in them.
Yep. We got a question back here.
Yes. If you got a question, come around and sit and then talk to us. Okay? That's what we want. That's our little camping rule.
Water, fiber, minerals, enzymes, and what?
Well, just know this. Whether you believe it or not, I have, are you ready for this? I have the perfect keto diet. And most of you have keto diets with dead animals. And guess what? You don't believe me? You wait until you see the problems. Does anybody know that the keto diet used to be the Atkins diet? And that was 35, 40 years ago? And wait until you hear about 10 years from now, all the people that are in huge trouble. Because they did animal protein instead of vegetable protein. Like the SON formula. Can I see that again? This is the most efficient product in the world. Nothing better. So, SON formula, are you ready for this? I can actually crush this, go on an advanced water fast, and deliver more amino acids to my body on the fast, and it won't turn on my digestive tract. I can actually build muscle on a fast. Hear what I just said? Yeah. So, this is real. And that is 99% absorbed without anything from the body. It goes in like that. No, that product's been out for 30 years. And nobody's invented anything that can touch it. All right? So when I do that and I do the IGF-1, like I'll do 4 of those 20 minutes before a workout, 20 minutes in my bloodstream, and then it's in your bloodstream for 2 hours. We give that to stage 4 inflammation. They call it cancer patients. And when we're trying to build them and get them well, we'll give them 2 every 2 hours. A woman should take 3 of those, and if the woman is as big as a man, she needs to take 4. If a woman is as big as a man, she needs to do like a man would do. Do you understand? Women are bigger than men now, okay? So just know that. They're heavier than men, okay? And do you know why? Because they haven't gotten the love that they said that they should have got for all the work they did. So guess what? They just blow up. That's what you do. You blow something up when you don't love it, right? Okay? Tell me I'm wrong. There's not a woman that can. All right.
Is there anything that can be done to help someone who is on dialysis?
Is there anything that can help someone to be on dialysis? Let me tell you something. Every time you're on dialysis, it's one more closer to the you know what. All right? And understand, what is kidney disease? How do you get it? Well, first of all, that person never drank a lot of water. The person's diet was horrendously bad. Bad. And their main negative belief was this, okay? The fear of loss. Go check with that person's personality. They had the fear of loss. When you have the fear of loss, you'll end up with kidney problems. No kidney problem comes unless you had a bowel problem first. And guess what? Did anybody ever notice this? What do they say? What kind of bacteria get into the bladder, into the kidney? Gosh, I just had a brain fart. Come on. E. coli. Where does E. coli come from? Your bowel. Well, what do you think? Okay, I got E. coli, and they don't know why. Yeah, well, it came from the poop. Well, what do you mean? Well, you're pooping in your pelvis, and your liver couldn't do it. So guess what? It went into your kidneys. So now it's in your bladder, and it's in your kidneys. And you got E. coli because you're a rotten mess.
What does it mean you poop into your pelvis? How does that happen?
Do you know why you can't lose weight here? Because you're pooping in your pelvis. Okay, do you know why people get love handles? Because you need somewhere to store the infection and inflammation from pooping in your pelvis. Do you know why people get a roll hanging out the front? It's right in front of the large intestine because they're pooping in their pelvis and they have to make the fat right in front of the large intestine, or cancer. Which one do you want, fat or cancer? Well, I know, but guess what? Yeah, the fat will stave off the cancer because now we have somewhere to store the inflammation and the poop. And that's the truth. Let me tell you something. The Royal Society of Medicine did the longest study on the large intestine, and they said it's the holy grail of the immune system. It holds 85% of your immune system, that large intestine that you disrespected. And guess what they also said? It kind of averages out, doesn't it? They said that 85% of all disease comes from a dysfunctional large intestine. So right off the bat, we just put the kibosh on that if we were to look after it. And all I said was do the black gold daily cleansing tea. Just start there.
What about probiotics?
Well, I just told you that's good bacteria. So you can do probiotics to calm things down, but they can't stay there. Mommy's bacteria is what lives there. And that's what we want to reinstate. And the black gold will do it.
And as far as my son's SIBO, like I mentioned, that would complete.
SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth. Doesn't drink enough water, doesn't have a proper diet, and guess what? He stresses out, so he ties his intestines in knots. And he can't let go of his emotional stuff. And he's what?
Skinny as a bean.
That's right. And guess what? He's going to burn out. So guess what? Keep dripping the adrenaline, the cortisol, the histamines into your body, and he's eating his body away. And guess what? He's not losing weight, he's losing muscle. He needs to be on the SON formula, the IGF. Your son needs a consultation, and then the problem is why doesn't your son love himself? Why doesn't your son believe in himself? And don't say he does, because he doesn't. So let's not do that right now, because he doesn't. What happened in his childhood? It was traumatic. No, we're not going to talk about it. This is not therapy time. But I'm just trying to tell you, it goes back there. Okay? He has never trusted in himself again. Who brutalized him emotionally and physically when he was younger? You think about that. Then you might want to talk to him about it. Because he's got it suppressed in his subconscious. And now he's going to pass it on to his daughter. Your son is in fight or flight. If you're going to be in fight or flight on a continual basis, you do know that if you're in fight or flight, right, that you're never in the present moment, which means he'll never heal. And he also never enjoys himself. Okay? The actual SIBO is not the disease. The disease is how your son can't relax and enjoy himself. And how he doesn't trust himself. How am I doing? Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
Do you recommend colonics?
Let me tell you something. Here's the problem. Here, I'm going to answer that question. I want to say something. The most important thing that you can do is learn the belief systems that you have in your head. And then go in there and start erasing and replacing. And understand this. Nobody here knows how to fix their family because you don't know how to fix yourself. If you fix yourself, you can be a guiding light. Colonics, all right, you ready for this? All right. So when I was, you might think this is a little young, when I was 25 years old, I was the president of the Colon Therapy Association of North America. Huh? In Toronto. Yeah, but guess what? That was great. I learned a lot. I wrote a book on it. The colon therapy book was actually used by the United States Senate for the study of colon cancer when I was 32. And the reality is this: nobody needs colonics. I'll tell you who does colonics. Who does colonics? Most people I've seen who do colonics, they're in really bad shape, aren't they? The therapists. Okay, so guess what? If you could go and take a 30-foot bowel movement once a week, would you get a little lazy about it? Would you eat right? Would you look after yourself? I stopped doing them because people were using it to have a 30-foot bowel movement. Okay, and understand, if it was an emergency, we had to get the cork out. Yeah, but that's rare. The reality is you have a bowel and it's a muscle and it needs tone. You want to hear a story? Okay, because I'm a bad boy. Okay, so Lori, should I tell them the story about when we went to Las Vegas and I spoke there? And guess what? I spoke there 1 year, and then I spoke there the second year, and we've got colon therapists coming in on electric wheelchair things that can walk. We got them limping in with canes and walkers. Most of the colon therapists were sick looking. They were overweight. Were they all pretty well all obese? And I was up on stage, and there was like 500 people in the room, and I just said, you know what? You guys are scaring me. I said, you're overweight. Most of you are obese. Okay, your bowels are a mess. And you call yourself colon therapists. This is just showing where the world's going. Trust me, I'll never speak there again, but I had to speak my mind. 50% of the people came up to me and said, somebody needed to say this. But see, everybody that was on the board was 40 to 150 pounds overweight. And they all used colonics because they had lazy bowels and lazy minds, and that's it. I'm not trying to put anybody down. Everybody gets programmed into lazy. Oh, come on. You all think that the government's giving you free health care. They're using you to actually serve an internal government that's serving an evil entity that lives on this planet. You guys don't even know when you got suckered. Oh my God, think about it. You know what? They say, you got free health care, and then they come in and they poison your family, and they do surgery on you and radiation and chemo, and you think you have free health care. Let me tell you something right now. I know that I'm a low vibrational being in the universe, and I'm going to tell you, I'm getting off of this planet because I'm going to bring my frequency up, and none of you guys are going to bring me down. And that's it. I'm not staying here. Because I know that's the way the game's played. God, if Jesus can get out, so can I. Okay? And let me tell you something right now. You're not getting out until you love, honor, respect yourself, and bring your vibration up. Yeah. See, I'd rather never do another lecture if I have to shut my mouth. Thank you very much. You have a question?
And I have a dog as well.
You have a dog, yeah.
It has a problem with the hip.
With the hip?
So he's a cancer. And
Where's the cancer?
At the hip with the bone.
Okay, first of all, we're not sure if it's cancer. Probably could be inflammation. Yeah. Okay.
And they told him to take
Hold on. Veterinarians, dangerous. Dangerous. Drug dealing, chopping. Okay. 1 out of maybe 500 will do it naturally. Okay. Stop. Is your dog nice?
Yeah.
Is your dog big?
Yeah.
Would your dog love me?
Yeah.
Okay. Bring your dog to the course. Tell her, and I'll tell you, we'll give you a day, and I'll work on his hip, and I'll prove that you can get him better. Okay? All right, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just know that we work on horses, too. We'll have the vet put the horse under. and then go in there and work on the horse so the horse doesn't have to be shot or put down, okay? Because it's all about scar tissue, displaced calcium, same thing. Can work on horses, can work on cats, can work on dogs. You know, have you never seen any of the dog videos that I do? Okay, all right.
We got a question here. Someone's
Yeah.
in the hot seat.
Okay, you're in the hot seat, baby.
I'm afraid of being here, but
Oh, really? Really? Wow.
Yes.
Am I that dangerous? Really?
no.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're afraid, you should go back.
Okay.
Stop being afraid. Stop being afraid.
I'm here because I want to know how to help my son.
What's going on?
Well, we were told that when he was born he had a CMV, and then so he has development delays. And he's,
Why don't you tell everybody what CMV is?
Well, we were told it was calcification in the brain.
Okay. All right. So guess what happened? Guess what happened when he was born? When he was in the mother, very stressful pregnancy. The baby was stressed out terribly. Okay? And what happened is that the baby was so stressed out, the brain went on fire, and if he didn't get the calcium to the brain to buffer down the fire, the baby would have stroked out and passed away in the mother. You think I don't know stuff? Logic. It's all logic. I told you it was very stressful, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault. How old is your son? 29 years old. If we were to get him on Marigen, if he would drink the Marigen, if we could get him on the Marigen, the Black Diamond, if we could make a protocol, you know, I will do that for you if you want. We can make a protocol for him. All right? Where is he? How you doing, big fella? Can I see you? Can I see you for a second? Yeah, you. You're the star. You're the star of the show. What? Okay. How you doing, big fella? Come here. How are you?
And I guess because he's on peanut butter for seizure control, they just recently removed his teeth because they're all rotten.
Well, the teeth are rotten because his bowel's rotting out. So just know there's no gum disease, it's bum disease. Okay? So his bowel's rotting out. You don't have a good diet. He doesn't have a good diet at all. He eats some of the worst foods that have ever been created. He eats a lot of GMOs. He eats a lot of sugar, a lot of flour. Okay? All right? It's a bad mess. Okay? All right? It's not your fault. Do you want to change things?
Yes.
All right. Get in touch with Shalou, and we'll have you come by, and we'll do a consult on you during this week of the course. Bring your son. Do you want to do that?
I wasn't going to be here. We were just here.
Where are you from?
Ottawa.
Okay, then if you want to come on and do a live with me, Lori, will you give me my phone number? Do you have any of my car? No, just take my phone number, love. Okay, 469-861-9454. So if you want to do a consult with me, I'll do you a favor, okay? Because I know you've been through the mill. You'll come on live. We'll go on video. I'll go through the whole diet. If he was my son, or I'll tell you exactly what I would do for him. Okay? Would you like that? Are you still scared?
A little bit.
Why are you scared?
I don't.
Huh?
I don't know really.
That's right. That's right. And that's what people say. I don't know why I'm scared. And guess what? You've been programmed to be scared. How does it feel to be scared? You can't live life when you're scared, do you?
No.
That's right. So what do? Toke or drink? Which one? Or both?
Occasional talk.
Yeah. See, you got to do something. You got to do something to calm it down. You got to toke or drink, you know, until you get rid of anxiety, right? Because you think you're going to blow, right? Don't let the world come at you. You're a beautiful mother. It wasn't your fault. Were you a single mother?
No.
No. Were you at the time?
No. Well, it's just that at that time my husband and I were separated.
That's all I'm saying. I could see it. You weren't together, were you?
No.
That's what I just said. You were a single mother.
Yes.
Okay, see? I'm tell you that when you learn how to unconditionally love, you will become I don't want to call, you'll be intuitive. You just know what I just told her, didn't I? How many times have I told people things today? I don't know anything about them. But I know everything about you. Okay, that's why we cracked the coconut. Just know you've done your best always in your lifetime. And you need to say that. I've done my best. Do you love him?
Yes.
Then just love him. Okay, and then just give me a call and I'll do the consult for you. And the big problem is that you're going to have to change a lot of your habits. You don't take very good care of yourself. No. I take good care of him. I'm so busy doing it. No, if you ate better, drank better, thought better, you'd have the energy and you'd get a lot more done. Okay. Okay, go BS somebody else. Go on. Go BS. Go bullshit somebody back there. They'll love it. They'll love it. Okay. What? What about it? Okay, first of all, you can't say, can you heal autism? First of all, everybody's on the bloody spectrum now because they're mental. Well, my son's on the spectrum. Yeah, well, look at him. You're giving him Fruit Loops and Pop-Tarts, okay, and he's listening to you freak out all the time and drinking and fighting. The world's mental. Eventually, I'm just going to opt out and go live someplace in paradise, eh, Lori? Because we'll just let everybody else go do the mental stuff. Okay, I mean it. I'm getting close to the end here. Look at autism. Autism, for one thing, guess what? Welcome to the V. It'll never set you free. First thing. Next thing, look at the way autistic children, parents feed them. Did you ever look at it? Did you ever look at it? No. People don't even know what they're talking about. All we have to do is just start getting the right water, the right food, right nutrition in. Okay, and then guess what? But guess what? Now the autistic child is a drug addict, right? It's a drug addict. So now we got to get that child off the drugs. No, but the drugs are in the food. You do know that every processed food is a drug. So now, how are you going to get the autistic child off the drugs? It was all a setup. Belittle, harm the children, destroy the parents.
The couple I know, they have an autistic child. She was born with autism, but they never gave her any vaccine, any injection because they're against. So she was never ever.
Well, then guess what? The biggest thing with autistic children is their bowels. It's called gut-brain disconnection. And you got to get the bowels going better. But I know, but you really don't know a lot. You know a little bit. We all guess what's going on in the family. Everybody, well, yeah, but guess what? There's people that are very close to me and they're good actors. Everybody's an actor. Yes or no? Everybody puts on a good show. Yes or no? Oh man, I thought that couple was really great. They seemed like the most loving couple in the world. Oh no, they're not even together.
Yeah, that's so true. You know, I always thought I was a good sense of character too. And you know what? I hear that people fool me, and I'm actually so surprised.
We all get fooled, and it's not that we shouldn't trust. We should trust in ourselves first and foremost. Care for ourselves first and foremost. Love ourselves first and foremost. Don't you beat yourself up every day because of his situation. And do you know what that does? It beats him up. This is why I get $500 an hour. US. Understand something. People that come to me, they come because they want something different, and they want. I give a money back guarantee on my consults. Do you understand? Everybody needs to get something really clear, okay? Help's not coming. You are the help you've been looking for. You are the answer you've been looking for. Every one of you should be booking a consult with Shalou or Kathy. Every one of you should be starting to do these products and try them out. Every one of you need to do a Perfect Day consult. Health is like a language, and you don't even know how to speak it, and it's not your fault. But guess what? It's your responsibility to do it. But God, if I start eating different, my husband doesn't eat like that. What am I going to do? I'd have to make 2 meals. No, you don't. Make one for yourself and none for him. Really? That's what you would do. But because we're so needy for love. Look we were genetically altered to do anything for love. To disrespect ourselves, dishonor ourselves. Like nobody else has dishonored them or disrespected themselves here for love, right? Oh no, not at all. Anyways, Shalou, you get to end the today thing. So anyways, I'm just going to say this. Tomorrow we start a course. If anybody's interested, we have 1 spot left. And then there's 4 spots left in the non-surgical that starts in about 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was happening on Wednesday. We have another, because you mentioned on Wednesday for somebody.
No, I invited them to come and I would do them in the class. No, we're not going to have any more lectures. No. My son Sage might do like a non-surgical lecture, okay, and show the body work and actually show it and talk about it.
That's part of the course, right?
No, he may do it here. It depends on him and Shalou. That's it. Okay? And then we have a 3-day pelvic course that every woman should be attending. And you better, if you don't want to attend it, you don't know what you're doing. The pelvis is the holy grail for a woman. It's a brilliant course. It's 3 days.
In person for that course?
Yes. You might be able to ship your vagina in, though. I don't know. And then from there, we're going and I'm doing some personal private training for some health professionals. In Kelowna, I'll be doing a lecture in Kelowna 28th, that's right, the 28th. And then right after that, we go to
Calgary?
No, then we have to go for 5 days. We're doing a one-on-one private training again for professionals on the island. And then from there, we're going to Calgary and we're doing the same thing, a whole life coach certification, Wolf non-surgical, and then the pelvic course. And then from there we go to Australia. And then we're going to Coffs Harbour, Australia to teach it. And then we come back and then we go to Bonita, Florida. And then we do our teaching there. And that's as much as we're going to be doing. And then we're going to be settling somewhere. Yeah.
Are you going back to Mexico?
I don't know. It looks like Puerto Rico. Yeah, but yeah. I won't live where there's not a beach. And I won't come back to Canada. The weather's too cold, and there's too many bugs, and the biggest bugs are in Ottawa. And you know what? And if I ate bugs, I'd stay here and I'd eat them, but I don't. So I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go. See, here's my deal. I go where I can have the most beautiful life because I love this guy. Everybody else goes, oh, I wish I was you. Everybody's so scared to do anything. She was scared to come up and sit in the chair. I'm not scared to do anything. You know, we went and closed down the Mexico clinic, and trust me, we were booming, busy, booming. If I was about the money, I would have stayed, but it's not. So we'll open up a 5-star clinic, okay? And it will be 5-star. And then people that come to us will not be able to just walk in anymore. The people that come to us will actually, we will actually interview who comes to us, to our clinic. We interview them, and then we'll decide if they're going to come. We're done with the druggies, the alcoholics, and the poverty consciousness. We don't want people's money. We want them to love themselves enough to do what we ask. And while we're in Mexico, the people would come and get therapy, and then they'd do drugs, or they'd stay on all their medications. We didn't tell them to get off, but we can't fight medication. Stay on your medication, do what you need to do. And the alcoholic, I don't want, in Mexico, I want to be, if I ever opened again, it wouldn't be somewhere where they could get close to alcohol, okay? Because the alcohol is so cheap that even people that aren't alcoholics go and binge out down there. Understand that. It's wasn't good. It wasn't good, eh, honey? No, dealing with a lot of it down there. Because we were in a resort, so people would just everything would just roll in. And when we went down to Ixtapa, okay, that's when everything was going to hell in a basket, right? When we went down there about 2 years ago. And it was just like everybody was running away from the United States, running away from Canada, and they ran to us with all their addictions. And that's not what I do. I'm not going to look after addicts, because addicts need to learn how to love themselves and care for themselves. And you know, the biggest problem we had was with people that were addicts. Addicts will lie and cheat if the addiction is bigger than the love they have for themselves to change. And God loved them. I just can't get my work done. There's no getting work done. You know, they'll lie right to your face, you know. Oh, it didn't work for me. It didn't work for him, for me, you know. So we're not going to happen. We're going to protect. We're going to protect our clinic. We're going to protect our training. We're going to protect all the practitioners. We've got thousands of practitioners that have learned from us. They need to be protected. So whatever we do, we need to do it professionally, and because we are professionals. We are the new doctors, and that's it. Like it or lump it. I don't care what government agency, they can choke this down or choke on it. We are the new doctors, and that's it. So get used to it. We're not naturopathic doctors. We are doctors of natural medicine, doctors of indigenous medicine. And that's what we are. There's no naturopathic doctors. Nobody here has to go to school for 4 years and give away $200,000 and come out and go, what the hell did I learn? Somebody comes to me for 22 days, they know I rock their world. I'll tell you right now, I'll teach more in 22 days than they've learned in 4 years. And you know, it's one thing to say it, but I promise it. I've had enough naturopathic doctors, medical doctors, nurses come through me and come through our training. And then we'll have lay people come, and they come just to save their lives and their families. So that's the kind of course we teach. And then people say, well, what do I need to know to take the course? Be passionate about what you do. Know what you want. Yeah, but I only went to, I failed out of grade 8. Well, good for you. We'll see you. Good for you.
2 questions. I saw online, I don't know if it's true or not, but the 5G and the LED lights connected with it are supposed to be changing our DNA if you have got...
Okay, 1 second, 1 second.
Yeah.
If you got the
shot.
Don't even say it. I don't want to lose my portals. If you got the thing, just know that you are a Wi-Fi. That's it. And understand something. You don't even know this yet. Okay? They're going to be communicating with your body and shutting it down, turning it off, and turning it into things. Guys, please, please. And just know the blue light does not do that. Blue light is more dangerous than 5G. All right? Yeah, well, computers. Anybody that works on a computer that doesn't wear Teslas, you can't even live with them. You can't live with them. Any more than 3 minutes in front of blue light, and we've been in here longer, we have to offset that with the C60 MCT oil, black diamond, black gold, and I'll wear my Teslas now for the rest of the night, and I wear them all day. I just take them off here because, you know, just show people my eyes, my intention, I'm not being nasty. I'm not trying to be hard on you. I love you and care for you, and that's what family does. Is they take you to the edge of the cliff and say, "Look at the fall. Get back here. Let's get it together."
Now another question. I saw that there was a bill coming through that they're going to, in September, maybe later,
Okay, guess what? We can't do that. I want you to save that for her protest meetings, because they would love that. We are not going to do this. We are not going to fearmonger here. We are going to mind our own business. We're going to do the Perfect Day diet. We're going to do the skin brushing. We're going to do the infusions, vaginal infusions, the ultimate coffee enema. We're going to do the belly button therapy. We're going to do the 12 loving steps, do the couples connection if you're married, and also do the mirror work. Do you guys know about that stuff? Go into my library, look at the 12 loving steps, get going. And when's the last time you looked in a mirror and you said that I love you? Never. Never. You never did. Trust me, I can tell. Yes? Once you open what? Oh, these things, these are, it's always better in the fridge, but these will last for 4 years once opened. Okay? And understand, you know how you can't digest fish oil. And well, this isn't fish oil. These are ocean essentials, and they'll absorb 400% better into the body. You'll feel it once you take them. Fish oil nobody can digest fish oil properly. And then people say, yeah, but what about krill oil? It's so small. It has nothing to do with that. Okay? Yes. Yes. It does, yes. It is very balanced, yes. When you take it, your body thinks you made it. That's what you need. You need to take products that your body thinks it made, that are naturally occurring. That's what we want. That's why our IGF 300,000. Okay? The what? What about it? Okay, so hemp oil, you could take it all day long. It's got endocannabinoids in it, but the hemp oil, you would take that later in the afternoon because it makes you feel restful and it'll give you a better sleep. So what we tell people is buy the MCT C60 coconut oil, do that halfway through the day. Like when I go home here now, I switch to hemp oil and you'll get a way better sleep. And hemp oil is also better for the vaginal infusion because it's not so liquidy. And if you don't know how to do a vaginal infusion, women, you better learn to get a consultation from Shalou or Kathy and learn how to do a vaginal infusion. Did you know that your vagina absorbs nutrition 500% better than your mouth and your whole digestive tract? Did you know that you can actually heal brain damage through your vagina? Your vagina is the gateway to healing through the whole body for a woman. But that would make sense, wouldn't it? So understand, I don't care if you have infertility, cysts, bladder infection, okay, endometriosis, fibrosis, okay, candidiasis, dry vagina, inflamed pelvis. I hope you know that, guess what? All these hip replacements because you were pooping in your pelvis. And we have people, and we can say this week we'll have them come. People that are already booked for knee surgery, shoulder surgery, wrist surgery for carpal tunnel syndrome, hip surgery, back surgery, where they say they got to fuse their spine or put a rod in. And guess what? We'll do one treatment, guarantee that first treatment, and we'll change their mind. And then guess what? They don't go. They don't go. You forgot the body heals. You forgot it's a scar tissue problem, calcification problem. We get the calcium back in the bones. It's one thing to be cocky, and then it's the other thing to actually know what you're talking about. And if you actually think that you're going to see it on TV, or you're going to get it from a regular naturopathic doctor, okay, or you're going to get it from a medical doctor, or you're going to get it from a physio, or you're going to get it from anybody like that, you're not going to get it. You know that. You've been searching. My God, most of you have been just going from pillar to post. When's the last practitioner to offer you a money-back guarantee on a consultation or on the body work? They haven't, have they? That's right. They have to have confidence in their work. The what? The Alzagen, yeah. The Alzagen, if you really want to ramp it up, you could do it 3 or 4 times a day. And you want to take it a half an hour after meals. You want to make sure you have taken it a half an hour before any meal. And you want to take 1 teaspoon with 16 ounces. Hopefully it's structured water. If not, do it with water. And you want to drink it all. And guess what? If you leave it sit there for more than a half an hour, all the calcium ions fly out of the glass. If you drink it in the first 15 minutes, you got it all. And guess what? Go back and look at PubGovMed, and you'll find out that there are hundreds of articles where there's research stating that goes back 100 years that if we could invent a product that would be ions of calcium and we could get them into a liquid and drink them, we could probably cure everything. That's not me saying it. And guess what? There it is. That's why we can't sell it on our store. You have to call in. They can't stop us from selling it because it has no side effects. Right? So all they can do is make it really difficult.
But in the Marajan paperwork that comes with the bottle.
The what?
In the Marajan paperwork that comes
Yes.
with the product.
Yeah.
It says that you should use it twice a day for 6 months only. I've done this last year. I stopped.
Well, yeah.
Can you keep on going? That's my question.
Well, first of all, I never stop and I never will. And the reality is that you should always call in and talk to me, and I'll tell you. And the reality is guess what? Does everybody know that all of the directions on all our bottles are meeting government standards, and it has nothing to do with healing? Need I say more? You've got the floor. You can finish this. Kathy, come on up, and you two can finish the day.
Thank you.
If somebody wants to watch.
We're both from Barrie. We're both in Barrie, yeah. Yeah. So I hope you all got a lot of information about how to own your life, to know that you can heal yourselves, but you have to love yourself first. So I hope you're looking for that journey, ready to embark on that journey, and we would love to take that journey with you, to be there and be your biggest cheerleaders and help you get to that place of healing and love. I know both of us are on that journey. I'm from where I was 2 years ago to now. I'm in a much better place, and I literally document different snapshots of my varicose veins or different parts of my body that I'm just watching reverse and go back to being so much healthier, and it's really exciting. We gotta move this. How am I the only one on here? Okay. There we go. That's okay. And my business is called Lotus Life Health, lotuslife.health. My website is finally ready. And I'm in Barrie. I have the Cellsonic. I have the cardiac med bed. And honestly, when he says find your passion, before I took the course, I thought this was my passion. And honestly, I don't regret it. I loved every moment of it. But COVID robbed me of my passion. They wouldn't let me do it the way I wanted to do it. And now when I landed here, I realized this is truly my passion and purpose for my life. And I'm so glad that I was able to reignite my own light and then be there for my family, because I see slowly but surely it's infectious. It's amazing. And Kathy's here as well.
Yeah, I was here late September and sat in your seat right there. And I've told this story many times, and I literally was in class 5 days later. I got the first of the last option for the class, and I was blown away with what I had learned. I knew Shalou was doing something. I've known Shalou for maybe going on 3 years now. Yeah. But when I heard somebody else in town was doing the teachings of Dr. Wolf, because I was watching him on Facebook and whatnot, and I thought, he's coming to Barrie, Shalou's doing this, someone I know is doing this. So I came and I listened, and then I took the class, and honestly, from the teachings of Dr. Wolf in the classes, and I call Shalou my mentor as well, because she's just been so warm and welcoming, and I can't speak highly enough that we bounce off each other, and just there's a real resource here, a wealth of knowledge, and you never stop learning and asking questions and whatnot. It's just a wonderful, wonderful journey. And we all have to be our own doctors and just question everything. But it's just been a wonderful journey. And so many familiar faces here that took the class before us and then during our class as well. And it's just a wonderful family atmosphere here too. So,
and your business is called?
My business is called Advanced Healing and Health. My email is info@advancedhealing.ca, and my telephone number is 705-715-8716. Great. And we're both in Barrie.
Yes, and you can reach me at 705-828-2257. We do have some products here, so if any of you need to purchase some, they are available for purchase here. And other than that, we're grateful to Dr. Wolf for all that he teaches and the message that he brings to the world. So, you know what? Start the journey, connect with yourself. Start with a simple thing like looking yourself in the eye and telling yourself just how much you love yourself. And 3, 2, 1,
we got
you got this.